All right, and now we are ready for Junipertheory's run on Deep Sleep, Labyrinth of the Forsaken.
Hello.
Hello.
Junipertheory. I'm running Deep Sleep, Labyrinth of the Forsaken. I'm just gonna get ready. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Trysdyn. There's absolutely no reason for me to be here. June has this completely unlocked, but I'm here mostly to be cute and be moral support.
Well, you helped to give me a ride up here, so that to the event, so that counts. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it because it's got a long tutorial, so there's a lot of time for me to talk about the game and explain what it is. So let's get started. Time starting in 2, 1, and go. So, Deep Sleep, Labyrinth of the Forsaken. This is a sequel to an old series. You might know this game because it's a sequel to an old series of point-and-click adventure games. If you have ever played the Don't Escape series, old Flash games, they were very Escape the Room-esque. If you've ever played those, this is the same developer. The Deep Sleep games were also on the same sorts of sites, and they were they were also like point-and-click adventures. They were very small. Then 10 years later, the developer decided to make a sequel of those games, and it is not a point-and-click adventure. It is a massive, sprawling, tactical RPG, well, just an RPG, turn-based strategy, adventure game thing that I really adore. And I discovered it a while back on Steam with my partner, Gwyn, and we checked it out and really fell in love with it. So these first 2 stages are mostly just tutorial, teaching you how to move around the game, how to interact with things. Can't do much until you get off the train. I'm going to be skipping through basically all of the text in the game, so I'll just explain the story as I go. This is our brother Thomas. If you have played the old games, Thomas is the protagonist of the old games. And if you've played the old games, you might be thinking, wait, didn't those end on an odd cliffhanger? And yeah, we'll get to that in a second. For now, though, now that the train is here, we got our fun Alan Wake-esque giant text box screen, and then immediately head in.
I love the scaling on that.
It's so much fun. Yeah. So for most text boxes in the game, it's going to give me a exclamation point by which option I need to click. That one does not because I can click any of them. All right, so this is, this game isn't a point-and-click adventure anymore. There is parts of it that are point-and-click adventure-esque in the same way that Resident Evil has a lot of puzzles in it. This game has a lot of simple find the object, go use the object on something else puzzles. This first area, there's no combat, there's no enemies like that. It's just using puzzles to get through these very basic things. And I need to go first get a flashlight that I'm going to be using for the rest of the game by going and talking to my brother. Hey, I need a flashlight. Thanks, man. Just like in a lot of old point-and-click adventure games, you can combine items in your inventory, and then I can turn on my flashlight and go in this door over here. And in here, I'm going to find a coin, and the coin is a unique item. Well, not for everything, but it's unique here because you'll see it says 1 out of 4. There's 2 types of item in this game. There's puzzle items that you use to solve a puzzle, stuff like, here's the key for a door. And then there's items that you keep using over the course of something, items with a certain number of uses, like the coin. I did not. That was a time loss of clicking on that. You do not need to read the newspaper. You don't need to know what's going on. And oh my gosh, our brother is missing. Where did he go? And grab what's in this toolbox. Every toolbox has the same thing in the game. It is always a screwdriver, which is very useful at certain parts. And then go use the screwdriver on this to open it up. So this first level, like I said, very like old point-and-click adventure. You're solving simple puzzles. You're going through and doing stuff. This puzzle is always exactly the same. It is 20, 20, and then 10. And then we'll use the newspaper on the board, and oh my gosh, it says, "Help me, sis." What happened? Oh no. It turns out our brother is dead. So I should mention also, this is a bit of a horror game. It's not too scary. There's not going to be any huge jump scares. Well, there's maybe a couple very small ones, but if you are spooked, you might want to go grab a cute plushie to cuddle with or something. Whatever makes you comfortable. Yeah. Additionally, I will also say this is I'm going to be going through the full story of this game, and I can't skip most of the big story beats. So if you are wary of spoilers, I will tell you where I hit the big spoiler stuff. I'll give you a spoiler warning before I get out there. And now we have to go get some coffee. This is our apartment. It's very nice. We're going to be spending a lot of the game in here. You come back here after you complete every single level. And then, after grabbing some quick coffee, now I have to very slowly walk through my apartment and appreciate it. So if you want to take it for a second, host. Anything to say?
Absolutely. We have a $50 donation from Flannel Cat saying, "Good luck with the run, Juniper. I'm so thrilled to see you on stage, and I can't wait to hang out later in the week. Putting this towards getting the Secret Boss incentive."
Yes, please donate for the Secret Boss incentive if you can, because I spent a lot of time routing that. It was very difficult to fit in for reasons I'll talk about later, but it's very fun to actually get to do in this. Normally, I don't get to use the items you get from it anywhere else, but now I can.
It's also a pretty neat set piece, just in general.
It's a very cool set piece.
Yeah.
There are 3 secret bosses in the game. One is necessary for the run. One is the one that we can route in easily. And one we unfortunately can't route in that is the reference to the Don't Escape series. And if you care about that, you should check out the game. It's very cool. All right. So we went outside and looked at things. We saw the info about who made the game, looked at the very pretty pixel art, noted the Armor Games studio info, which there'll be a funny reference to that in a minute. And now we can go into the second tutorial level. The first 2 levels are all tutorial. They're just teaching you things. The first level gets you into the story and teaches you basic puzzle solving. The second level teaches you how to do combat and things like that, and also some of the other puzzles. These 2 levels are very static. The game has a lot of randomness in it later on, but for these levels, all I'm doing is just going through a specific set of actions as quickly as possible.
By the way, we're in the hotel.
Yes. Let me get this, and then the code is circle, tier, that thingy, triangle, square, and oh my gosh, it's a dream. And now we're going to pick up the worst item in the game, the thing that makes this annoying, and also the thing I'm going to be doing a little donation thing myself for. I'll explain this in a bit, but I will also say if you meet the secret incentive, that will cause me to have to potentially donate more money to charity in a very funny way that I will explain. For now, though, we've grabbed a human bone from a dead guy on a bed. That's very normal. And let's continue into the place. So there's one trick I can do here called animation skipping. If I very quickly, which is what I did it right there, if I very quickly switch between mouse and keyboard controls as I go through a door, I will make the game fail to play the animation that it plays whenever you go through a door, and it'll just immediately start me out able to run in the next room, which is great, except the camera doesn't catch up, so I very often do that and then immediately find myself running into a wall. You'll hopefully see me do this a lot. The other issue with it is that whenever I mess up animation skipping, I will immediately just spend a bunch of time banging my head against the door for no reason, and it looks very stupid. It is embarrassing to do. All right, so in here we learn about health. I have 5 health. Stuff in the environment can hurt me. Mostly I lose health in combat. This room, I mostly just have to not take more than 1 damage from these pipes. If I take more than 1 damage, cool, we're good. I don't have to worry about the rest of the damage because if I just click in the corner here, I'll run past all these perfectly. Shout out to the other main runner of the game who discovered that. I don't really need to worry about my health. So long as I have more than 2 health going into this room, I'm okay. And now, let's turn on my flashlight and talk about combat. It's a scary monster. So combat's pretty simple. You'll see the enemy has a 1 above his head. That means in 1 turn, he's going to attack me. Now in 0 turns, he's going to attack me. To attack, you use items from your inventory. This is what makes the game a little bit of a survival horror thing. You don't have any way to deal damage that isn't using items in your inventory. So if you can't find items, you don't actually have a way to deal damage to enemies. There's a lot of items in the game, but it means you have to be very careful with how much inventory space you use, how many enemies there are. However, the nice thing about the game is that the level layout, while random, is very static. There's always the same number of enemies on different screens, and so I have a route through the game where I will always have, with a few variations and a little bit of searching for items, I'll always get exactly the number of items that I need. And now the next mechanic. So you saw that I had a bone earlier. Well, the next big mechanic of this game, I need a way to open this. I can imagine items. My blue meter up here is whenever I can spend that meter to create items I've already seen in a level. So because I've seen a bone in this level, I can create a new bone and potentially use it for combat. And we're going to use that a lot in this game. It's one of the core mechanics, but also it is not something that has any randomness in it. So when I go into a fight, I'd much rather be imagining all of the items I need for that fight than trying to find the items, because those are just random drops and I never know what I'm going to find. Need to open the door with the key. Also, I took 1 damage from the boss and 1 damage from the fire, which is why I need to make sure I had at least 2 health going in there. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3.
You know, a lot of the puzzles in the game are these like kinesthetic things where you have multiple collision holes you can click on to alter things, and then you want to find the magic thing to make the puzzle.
Oh my gosh, it's a horrifying monster. Let's go take a closer look at it. That's a scripted boss, so we run into him as fast as possible. We actually had someone modify the game to try and see what happened if you despawned that guy, and another guy spawns in to attack you. It's a very funny, very funny way of handling that. All right. So I finished the first stream. I finished the 2 tutorial levels. Now let's talk about XP and leveling. So this game doesn't have normal levels. Instead, it has one big skill tree that I'm going to be going through. The skill tree is not laid out like a skill tree for us to see. It's just a list of options on a screen. But it is a skill tree. If you check the Steam forums and stuff, you can find the details of Steam forum of what leads to what. And this is important because we very carefully rooted what stuff we need. I know exactly how much XP everything gives me, but first, our neighbor. Hey, man. No, you can't talk to the guy that lives here. He's dead. That was very rude. How mean. I don't like that guy. I'll probably never see him again now. All right. So we had a very bad dream. Failed animation, skip there. Let's go check our computer. So on the computer, the first 2 skills you get are set. I have to get sidereal plexus. You might recognize that name if you played Don't Escape. I have to get focus, which gives me more of my blue meter, and I have to get big pockets, which gives me 4 more inventory slots. And then, and this is very important, I can memorize, well, I have to memorize human bone. Memorizing an item means you always have it available to make in a level, no matter what. The next thing is, in between each level, I'm going to be doing something during my day. I have a few options for what I can do. And each of them give me a bonus. Reading books, like I did, gives me bonus XP. I can go out to the groceries or stuff to get more HP. I'm never going to do those. I'm either going to be reading books or watching TV. Let me grab a couple more things. I'm going to grab Quick Learner, which gives me a little bit more XP, and Dream Runner with the extra XP I got from reading. And then I'm going to immediately head into the next level. Yeah, so we have a specific, in this game, you don't just get XP from fighting enemies, but you also get it from solving puzzles. So I know exactly how much XP I'll get from every level in this game, and I'm going to be very carefully managing it to try and do everything I can. All right, and here's the first level of the game. The first real level of the game. There's our first real monster of the game.
Yeah, starting here, room organization becomes random. So there's the same rooms in a bag, and then rooms are drawn from the bag and laid out in the level. So June knows what is here, but not exactly where it is.
I know exactly which rooms I'm looking for. So this is the room I'm going to end in. I need to get to this at the ending of the level is always at the bottom of the elevator. This is the safe room, and this is one of the boxes I need to check. And I found it first try. That's really good. Golden key is the item I was looking for in there.
Would now be a good time for a couple of donations?
That would be a great time for a couple of donations.
Fantastic. Well, we are making some excellent headway into the secret mirror boss incentive. We have $50 from Ari saying, I hate mirrors as much as I love donating to charity.
All right. I am going to, so I just got the screwdriver, which is one of the other items I need in this level, and I'm going to use it to grab this shield off the wall and that's mostly notable because, hey, look, it's the Armor Games logo. All right, I have to do a bit of backtracking, so now is a good time for some more donations, if there are any. Or not, I will continue to talk about the level. I do not want to fight this guy if I can help it. And I can help it. Cool. So yeah, the screwdriver is not really necessary to complete the level, but it is necessary to get the shield, which incidentally, there's 2 difficulties for this game that I can run. Tactical mode is the one where the enemies are leveled to the point of actually being difficult, and I have to consider them. There is also the story mode difficulty. On that, the run is very different because we never worry about enemies. I don't have to worry about managing XP. I don't have to worry about anything at all because it's no boss fight is even a challenge. In that run I get 1 item and then immediately move on. Okay. So this room has a funny puzzle in it that I can do to prevent myself from being attacked by a horrifying monster in the water. However, I did not find the item I need for that puzzle, so I'm just going to rush through and grab what's in here. What's that? That is an item that I need. Let's see if I get hit again, or if I get to save 1 HP. Cool, I get to save 1 HP. Alright. So I believe, actually, I found everything I need, because I saw the... Did I see the storage room hallway? No, I didn't see the storage room hallway. I need to check over here. Like Trysdyn said, the layout of the level is different, but the specific rooms that I encounter will always be the same. Here's the storage hallway. And additionally, the layout of the hallway, like this one always has an exit on the top left or the top right, or it'll just have an exit on one of those. So I know that when I find this one, I'm always going to be coming at it from there. And there's 1 of 2 keys I need to beat the level. All I need to beat this level on tactical mode is 2 keys and the shield so that I can use that later on in some important boss fights. Now let's head back to the baggage room. Get past this guy. He's too slow for us. It's time to solve a funny puzzle and see if I get... Alright, a hiker is on the 5th floor. Which one's the hiker's bag? This one's the hiker's bag. This is a simple logic puzzle that I have to solve. Let's see. Sportsman's on the 1st floor. Oh no, we got the funniest slowdown in the game here. So that one's 1st floor. And then right, Sportsman's on the 1st floor. Heaviest bag is on an even number, so that's 2 or 4. Without any luggage is on a room right below that of the hiker. So if 4 is empty, then the heaviest bag has to be in 2. And this is the funniest slowdown in the game. Each bag has a different gimmick with it, like, oh, this is the hiker's bag, this is the bag that rolls well, or such, this is the businessman's bag. One bag's gimmick is it's heavy and it takes you forever to move.
Yeah, that's not the last time we're going to lose like 10 seconds just because the game said so either.
It's very funny. You completed your task, buddy. And he's going to go tell us that this bag has our name on it. Oh. Dreams are like that. Up in the top right there is the map of this level. It's very helpful if you are not a speedrunner. And it will potentially be helpful if I get very lost on one of the levels. I could use it to double check. I could use it. But because we play this game with no inventory upgrades, those cost XP, the game becomes very difficult to actually manage. Taking the map is an undiscardable inventory slot. And on some levels, that's a big problem. All right, successfully avoided this guy, so he can't bother me. Let's go downstairs. Do you have anything you want to say, host? Now's a good time, because I'm just going to be heading towards a door.
Absolutely, sounds good to me. We got a $15 donation from Cinder saying, donating to support the coolest bug and angel I know. Good luck with the run, Juniper. Putting this towards the Mirror Boss incentive for more Labyrinth of the Forsaken. On that note, we are currently at 276 out of 500 for that incentive. It does cut off at about 1 hour into the run, so for anybody who would like to see more Labyrinth of the Forsaken, please feel free to go to rpglimitbreak.com/donates.
Right, and now we've discovered that in the back of the temple, or the back of the hotel, is an Egyptian tomb. And that is here because we're about to meet my favorite character in the game. But first I have to solve a puzzle. Thankfully, this puzzle is also a set thing. And it is always the same code. The puzzles alternate back. Some of them are like the luggage puzzle stuff I have to figure out on the fly, and some of them are just always the exact same code. I enjoy figuring them out on the fly during the run, but that one would have difficult too. And here she is, Tutu, the Sphinx. I love Sphinxes. She's such a great design. If you watch her idle animations, sometimes she'll lick her paw like a cat. She's very cute. She has a lot of really interesting lore stuff to talk about. We're not going to do any of that, obviously. Instead, I'm going to skip through all of her dialogue. I'm sorry. Fortunately, the game tells us exactly what I have to say, so I don't need to even consider which dialogue option to choose. And with that, we have beaten the first level. Now, I said that donating would make me, that meeting the mirror incentive would make me donate more. This is because I mentioned that there were two things I could do during the day. I could read books to get more XP, or I can watch TV. And what watching TV does is my list of memorized items, right now it just has a bone in it. On that level, I could have made a bone at any moment, but I didn't have to do any combat, so I didn't. However, we can memorize other items. Like now that I've found a wrench, I could memorize a wrench. I'm not going to, I have a specific one. And watching TV lets you start the level with a random item from your memorized list with full charges. Very soon I'm gonna get the best combat item in the game for the first half of the game. Later on it'll be less good and I'll replace it with the next best combat item in the game. However, when I watch TV, it will randomly choose one of my memorized items, and there's no way to unmemorize the bone. So from that point on, it'll be randomly choosing between all of the very good combat items that I've gotten, and also a bone that is completely useless. So I call that getting boned, and if that happens, it will be very annoying, and every time that happens, I'm going to donate $5.
Yeah, as I understand it, the game forces you to memorize that, right? You can't route that out or anything.
I cannot write that out at all.
Yeah.
Dream Runner 2, Quick Learner 2, Focus 2, Integrity 1 and 2, yes. There's no way to route that out. There's no way to even not have it. Well, I can even reset all of my skills. I've never had to do that in a run, but I might have to at some point. Who knows? Never say never. But I can reset all my skills if something goes horribly wrong. And even in that scenario, it forces you to keep the 3 skills you get at the beginning, Big Pockets, and Focus, and memorizing the bone. All right, so for this stage, I need a few things. I need a heal. That was a heal. And I need exactly 6 damage worth of items. The pickaxe is 6 damage worth of items. That's good enough. Because I can memorize 1 more charge on the pickaxe, and I'll do that right now. Cool. Yeah. I basically need something. I'm going to fight 3 enemies very soon, and each enemy I will have an item that hits every single enemy in battle, and I'll have 3 charges on it. So I'll deal 3 damage to each of them. However, they all have 5 health, so I need a way to deal the last 2 damage. This is a very lucky spot for this backpack. So this level is actually the one that first made me want to keep speedrunning this game because of a trick that we have now completely rooted out for tactical mode. There is upcoming in here, one of the puzzles that I need to solve is opening up a hole by digging in it. And I realized that because you can memorize combat items, and the shovel, while a useful item for the puzzle, is also a combat item, you can simply memorize a shovel and then not have to get the key, not have to go in this closet, not have to go find the shovel, by doing another level first where you're guaranteed to get a shovel. That was the wrong box. This is the box of the shovel. However, the issue is that this level also gives me the best combat item, and since I'm playing on tactical mode, I need that item for future boss fights. If I was playing on story mode, I would just do a different level first, and then when I get into this level, immediately memorize a shovel. All right, and now heading back out, so I need to find 2 things. I need to find the shovel spot, and I need to find my good buddy Joshua, who I hate. Let's see if I can find him. All right, this room, and here's the shovel spot. So that's thing 1 solved. So I've used the shovel once. While I'm here, I'll do a brief talk about the other things that we can do in combat for the upcoming fight. So combat, you saw earlier, was pretty simple. I can deal damage to enemies. My items deal damage to enemies, and they have a timer that ticks down. This is another character who I am never going to want to interact with until he teaches us how to gamble. Until then, I never want to talk to him, and he's just going to interrupt me and make me lose time. But yeah, so combat, there's a few different mechanics. Here's a well that I'm going to solve a puzzle at. While mostly I am just Well, mostly I'm just, we're trading blows back and forth. Different items that I have will have different effects. One of them is bleed. Bleed is damage over time. It's very useful. One is slow, which will make all of the enemies go to waste a turn. And another is cleave, which hits everyone. The shovel has cleave and slow, so if I hit the guy in the middle with it, it hits everyone, and also the guy in the middle has his turn delayed by 1. I am then going to pickaxe the guy in the middle. And then I will turn and hit someone else with the shovel. And that kills the guy in the middle before he can even attack me. So, like I said, I have the shovel. So long as I hit everyone with the shovel, and then hit with the pickaxe once on both of them. Since the pickaxe is 2 damage because it's damage plus bleed, that will take care of everyone. Oh, it's 2 damage naturally. That's even better. Different items are better than others. The pickaxe costs more to imagine with my focus because it is so useful. And there's Joshua. He forced us to wander through this mud to save him. He's very odd, and also, his mechanics in the speedrun bother me. But yeah, so different items are more useful than others based on how much damage they do, whether or not they deal bleed, whether or not they cleave. Most fights in this game have you fighting multiple people, so bleed is extremely important, or cleave is extremely important, and dealing damage over time is just very, very useful since the sooner the fight ends, the better. The one mechanic I'm not going to use as much is slowing down enemies, because later on I'm going to get an item that is the best slow item in the game, and I don't really want it on anything else. There's one other thing that can happen in combat, but I'm not really going to do that. Enemies, you might have also noticed that one of the enemies there got a big skull above him. That means he was going to do his super devastating attack. I don't want those to happen, but health is a resource. I don't care much about it. And now I've gotten the axe. So you may have noticed the pickaxe was 2 damage and bleed, and it's one of the best items. The axe is 2 damage and bleed, and it hits everyone. It is absolutely incredible. And now, let's find a way out of here. And here is a tree. Yay. When you get the axe out of the well, you have to make sure you pick up the chain and don't just leave it on the well. If you leave it sitting there, you will have to come back for it, as I have done many times, and at least once ruined a run because of it. All right, so in here, here's the room I needed the matches for. One of these guys has my item in it, and there it is.
First try.
Yeah, that's very lucky, actually. I am looking for a few rooms. I am looking for, and here's another one. This one is annoying because there is a spider in it, and I do not want to fight the spider, so I'm going to try and wait for him to move. Go. Okay, cool. He's going there. And I'm going to circle around and grab the... No, don't go that way. Grab the item out of the tree. The spider web at the front of the tree causes the spider to immediately know where you are and also slows you down, as actual spider webs do. There's 4 spots in here that I'm looking for to try and find specific things, and I found all 3 of them, 3 of the 4 very, very quickly. That's really lucky. This tree, I could solve a puzzle by chopping it down, but that's slow. I'm just going to climb it. Also, I want to keep my axe. I don't want to use it on anything. Ouch.
Yeah, practically every combat item has some use as a puzzle key as well, but it takes one of the combat charges when you do it. And the axe especially, we want to hold on to as long as possible for this first half of the game.
Yeah. The axe, there is a... Oh, shoot. I walked too close to the cabin, and Tutu showed up to say hi to me. And while I love seeing her, she makes me very happy. It is very slow to have her decide to try and talk to me.
And she can have a little bit more stage time here as a treat.
She's great.
Yeah.
All right, this is just a room with a spider, and there are no important exits, so nothing here. I'm looking for the mill. It looks like I'm going to get mill and then mill right into exit, which is pretty great, actually.
This has been a pretty solid forest.
Yeah. The layout of the level can determine exactly how much, how long it takes. It's part of what I like about this game. There's a bit of a randomizer element to it almost, where I'm trying to route things on the fly to figure out, okay, how can I do this with as little backtracking as possible? Hey, did you know you can solve a lights out puzzle by just doing that? I didn't, but now I do. Anyways, back into the mill where we're going to use the chain to get our last item. And if you have anything to say, now is a great time to say it most.
Fantastic. While we are about halfway to that 1 hour mark and the cutoff of the secret mirror boss fights, we are more than halfway to that incentive with 301 out of 500 down. Supported by wonderful donations such as $50 by Code Gorilla, the previous runner, saying, "Good luck, Junipertheory. We'll be watching your run until the adrenaline wears off from mine." Smiley face. Do I have time for one more?
Very true. Gloomhaven's a great board game. It's very cool. I was actually looking yesterday at like what board games are there that people speedrun just out of curiosity, the digital versions of. There's apparently a lot of speedrunners for Spirit Island, which is interesting. Anyways, so got through here. This should be the final spot. No, it is not. And I ran into an enemy because I was moving too fast, fortunately. Escaping is very easy. I just click escape. And if I had to go across that swamp, it would be very bad, but fortunately I can just go back here. And here's the final area. Now let's solve the puzzle we got from all these items by building a little sphinx. This is a great game for people who like sphinxes like me.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm sensing a theme here.
Mm-hmm. And inside the sphinx is a key, and the key is used on the box to open it up. And then we have the snake head.
He's very happy to be here.
Yeah. And now we have to do a simple little puzzle where we organize these guys to match the food chain. Bird eats snake, snake eats frog, frog eats bug. Frog should not be looking at bird, frog should be looking there. That little note you saw in the corner was the way you get hints. There's a snake that offers to give you a hint if you will let them suck your blood. However, the number of times you have to click on things to make that puzzle finish is actually higher than the number of times that higher than the number of times it takes to trigger the snake. So he always shows up to offer you a hint, even if you're halfway through the puzzle. This fight, how much damage are they? That's not going to kill me, right? Yeah, they would have to be dealing. There's no way that kills, right? Yeah, there's no way that kills. They deal 1 damage, right? I got very worried for a second. Like, these guys don't deal more than 2 damage, right? No. This is why I kept the axe. With its 2 damage, its bleed, it's 2 damage, it's 2 bleed, and its bleed. It kills all of these guys so quickly that I don't even have to worry about the final fight of the game. And that's the forest done. Okay. All right, get your donations in because we're approaching the mirror boss and where I will have to choose what to do there. Not quite there. There's still 3-ish more levels before then.
Fantastic. All right. We are still chipping away at that secret mirror boss incentive. We have 2 separate $10 donations from Kate T with no comment, a $25 donation from Noltia with no comment, and a no comment $30 donation from an anonymous benefactor. Once again, if you would like to support that wonderful secret mirror boss incentive, please feel free to go to rpglimitbreak.com/donate.
Add something, add a comment to your donation about how pretty and wonderful I am, because I am. All right, so finish that. Now I'm going to grab a few specific things. Quick Learner 3, then I'm going to go and read more books. All I want to do is read. For the first 2 stages, the amount of XP you get from reading goes down every time you use it. So eventually it's just completely useless. However, we will still use it because it's the closest thing to the computer. And we care about there's some levels where you don't even need an item. All right, Integrity 3 unlocks Desperate Punch, which lets us, if we don't have any items, just throw a punch at someone. However, more importantly, it is the base of the skill tree for all of the combat skills. For example, Bloody Perfect, which is more bleed on enemies. And then I'm going to imagine the Rusty Axe. So you'll notice that now our 2 imagined items are a bone and a Rusty Axe. So if I were to use the TV, it would be a 50-50 chance between the best combat item in the game and a useless item, which is why I hate the bone so much and why it will be very funny if that happens. There's a few stages where that might make, there's one stage where that might make me reset if that happens, but Not very common. All right. On to the attic. Now, in the attic, before I can go into the attic, I have to go find my good buddy, Joshua. And he is right in here. Hello there. What are you doing here, Joshua? You need any help? So it turns out Joshua is a reporter, and he's trying to report on the evil things happening inside of this dream. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, Joshua. What? Anyways, we're going to help him out anyways. We're going to take pictures of this guy, and he's going to give us the camera. The camera's another of the best items in the game. The camera's deals no damage. However, it slows all enemies in a fight for 2. Most items only slow for 1. And the thing about that is that if we stack some bleed, we can slow for 2 and immediately have a lot more time in a fight. And because it hits everyone, it makes it very, very useful. I'm going to use that on most fights, especially because basically every single boss fight in this game has at least 3 people as the boss, or it has a large number. And so having something that can slow everyone and not just one guy is very, very useful. All right. This is also the stage where I'm going to do the most grinding for XP, because this stage has a lot of very easy ways to get extra experience.
Yeah, we skip a lot of combat because combat is slow, but you get little bits of echoes or experience for basically reading any lore or doing anything that requires puzzling out using an item or on another item or figuring something out. So just running around and doing all of this extra lore and puzzle stuff is a pretty big boon of experience for us.
Here, I'm going to open this barrel with a bone that I made, and that is going to let me immediately, that gives me about 50 XP. Additionally, these boxes with the yellow on them, I can open those up, and that will give me also 50 XP. So every single time I see a barrel or a box, I can open it up to get a bunch of experience. Also, reading any books I find, that'll give me some. I'm looking for number of things in here, and here is one of the rooms I'm looking for. I want to go to the very top of this room, and then quickly go there. Okay. These guys are annoying, but I need what's in this box, and if I go to the top, it is the easiest way to get away from them, although they will get 1 turn. Okay. When you escape, you always give the enemies 1 turn to attack you. They always count the enemy's timer down by 1, which means you can't just keep hitting escape over and over again if you need to go through the enemies. Okay. I need... What do I have right now? Okay, I need more screwdriver charges. We're opening more boxes. Let's see. That one doesn't have it, right? Yeah, that one would not give me XP. All right. So looking for a few things in here. This is not one of the rooms. I believe this room just has enemies in the middle that will start attacking me if I get too close to them, so I will avoid them. Yep, there they go. So this area is useless. I have to run around and find all of the useful rooms. Hi, guys. Bye. A lot of evil mannequins in this game for some reason. Up here we have... I can't do this room yet. That room I will need to come back to once I get some matches.
Yeah, this stage in particular is kind of labyrinthian, and a lot of the rooms look the same. It's pretty much laid out like a honeycomb, where you have diagonal exits through a bunch of very similar looking rooms, and it's very easy to either get handed a bad, random layout or to just get completely lost.
Yes, I got completely lost in one of the practices because I missed one thing. All right. However, this room here always has an important puzzle in it, and also, importantly, always has 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Always has only 1 entrance on the bottom. So it is not too hard to find this one. They've given me the big wind-up key. And that is another item I need for an important puzzle. So doing well there. I also need to grab a few combat items on the stage because, once again, don't have any combat items to start with. Here is where I would get the map if I was going slow, but I'm not. And I will open this barrel for a little bit more XP. I'm not even going to look in it, though, because I'm going too fast for that. We don't have... The problem with the 2 items we've gotten, though... here's the matches. is that neither item is actually going to open up a puzzle. The chain gets something out of a puzzle if you also get another item, and the wind-up key gets something out of a puzzle if you also get another item beyond that. All right, so back through here. Let's head back to that one room I needed the matches for, and go try and dodge a spider. I'm gonna make an extra matchbox just in case I need it before I even go over here. Now, this guy sometimes does not come down here and fight me. And sometimes he does come down here and fight me. Today he has decided to play nice. And there's the grease can. Cool.
The spider just isn't feeling it today.
Yeah. So thankfully I've managed to avoid him. Don't need to fight him at all, and I can just continue on my way. But yeah, XP is a very important thing. Since we're avoiding basically all combat, I have to consider carefully how I'm going to get XP, because certain combats you can't avoid. Big, major, late game bosses and such. All right. Where to next? There's another barrel for me to open. Give me your experience. Cool. I'm going to grab a nailed plank. I actually really wanted to find a nailed plank, because that, if I do the secret incentive, is one of the items I'm going to grab. All right. This room is a puzzle, but I don't have the item for it yet, so I gotta come back to it, but I'll remember there is the child room. And here's another puzzle. This is a mannequin, and you can pull the cord on the mannequin, and the mannequin will go, "Help, I've been turned into a mannequin. Oh God, please kill me." However, I already know that he wants to die, so I'm just gonna do that. I took too many items. The one danger of this stage is because there are so many items that you need for puzzles, I can potentially overload my inventory. Like that. I'm actually going to avoid this on future stages by specifically taking an upgrade that increases my inventory that normally I would not do for a speedrun, just to be careful for a marathon. All right, now I got to run around for a bit, so if there's anything else you want to say, host, go ahead.
Yes, indeed. I did want to say that we are just merely $170 away from that secret mirror boss incentive that will be cutting off within about the next 20 minutes. So if you would like to make a generous donation to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, that would be super duper appreciated. I also wanted to send a shout out to the people involved with our foreign language restreams. Our French restream can be found at twitch.tv/LesFrenchRestream. And our Japanese restream at twitch.tv/Japanese_restream. If those restreams can help you better enjoy the marathon, please go check them out and send them some love.
All right, and here is the wind-up doll. So I have the wind-up key and the bottle of grease here. I'm guessing that this will give me the plush that I need for the puzzle with the child's room, given the layout of everything so far. We'll also spawn a bunch of scary enemies, but who cares about those? We're not going to fight them. I already grabbed the item out of the chimney. There we go. And also... So this is the final room. I'm going to come back here, but first I'm going to trade out this for a knife, because I want that knife. Give me your knife. It's fun to have a knife. I will also use this board to open this up, just for a little bit more XP. And then, unfortunately, this guy is going to attack me. However, he just stands on the roof as soon as you spawn him in. Now, the child's room was, I believe, wasn't here, right? I'm gonna double check. No, it was here. Cool. In here, give the invisible child that doesn't exist a Q plush, and then leave and immediately come back, and he will give us the final item we need, which is going to be a horrifying mask. I'm not sure why the invisible child had a horrifying mask, but and with that, I've just about finished the stage. I have everything I need. I'm going to try and get past this guy as best I can. Ooh, 3 damage actually hurts a lot, but I think I'm fine. long as I can escape. Here. Got it. Okay. Made it. Let me open up my final barrel for last bit of XP. And then I need to unscrew this mannequin head. Fortunately, I have a screwdriver, but also I don't like using the screwdriver. I like using the knife. It's funny to me that you can do that. The one thing I really love about this game is that a lot of puzzles have multiple ways to solve them. Like, it will look at a puzzle where you need to cut something, and it'll just be any item that is cuttable. You can use a simple knife to cut a cord, or you can use an entire chainsaw. Your choice. It just needs to be something that can cut. All right, I am good to fight here. I have a wrench. Cool. So, let's look at these guys. I have the evil and scary mask. That goes on evil and scary man. I'll grab this mask, and oh, it's a happy mask. This doesn't seem like a very happy place. Let's see if we can fix that. Cute happy mask? Nah. Scary mask. Sad mask. And we'll put the sad mask on him. And the death mask on them. And now the evil mannequin will spawn and try and kill me. There's a lot of interesting routing in this game for like how long it takes to, how long you spend on a given stage doing stuff. I think you could probably do a lot if you could figure out exactly how much you need for every single enemy. I'd love to see someone try and route it and go even harder on that than me. I love this game, but I am also, I'm just gonna punch here because of the way my items use it. But I'm also bad at remembering things, and if you could very carefully be like, okay, I know exactly how much damage I need, and I'm going to very carefully get it, I think you could really improve my time. So please do that if you're interested in this game at all. It's very cool. All right. That was a pretty good attic layout, actually. Having to go back and forth through the roof past the scary guy was a bit rough. But aside from that, that was a really good attic layout. Well done.
And by the nature of how combat works in this, June is going to cut a lot of battles, especially the boss battles, pretty thin on health.
Yeah.
It's always kind of exciting to watch, like, oh,
It's a little bit worrying. I know exactly how worried I should be based on like how many slow items I have in my inventory and such. But it does get worrying when I just go down to 1 health because I'm not that worried. You get healed after everything. Health is a resource. Spend it as much as you can. All right, cool. So with that, I am going to go read books one more time. This will be the last time I read books for a second, and then after this, I get to start seeing whether or not I get unlucky. And let's get a few more stats. So I'm going to grab, after the attic, focus, level 3. Need that. I'm going to grab precise hit. This will make all damage just be more, which is great. I'm going to grab wide swing 1. Wide swing will mean that when I have a cleave item, it hits everyone. And I'm going to grab coffee addict. I haven't talked about coffee yet, so I have my meter, my blue meter, and the more, when I use that, it goes down. However, I can refill it. On every stage, there's a pot of coffee, and the coffee is 3 charges of coffee, and it will refill my meter by that much. I can also find items called thermoses, and those let me refill it by, if I find a thermos with 2 charges, I'll get 2 uses. Coffee addict increases how much focus I get from that. On this stage, I need exactly this much. I need exactly over here. I need exactly 8 focus up here and coffee addict 1 because I want to imagine a full axe. In here, I'm going to find painkillers. This is actually the room where I will potentially have to fight the mirror boss later. We'll be back here later. So the way that the game is laid out, there are 3 stages you unlock after going through the tutorial in the hotel stage. Let me get this done real quick. Hey, Joshua, what's up? What are you doing here? Need any help? Oh, you're in a lot of pain, huh? Well, I can help with that in a minute, but first, for some reason, I really want to make an axe. Yeah, there are 3 stages you can get, the attic, the forest, and the city. And then once you beat those stages, chug some coffee, you get 3 boss stages. The dollhouse, which I'm in right now, the casino, and the cave. And the thing about the boss stages is that you don't have to complete them in one go. When you get to the boss, it saves all of your progress, including your puzzle progress, and also saves the enemies that you fought so you don't have to fight them again. So, for example, if I had to spend a bunch of resources killing an enemy here for some reason, I'd be able to just fight the boss, give up, not actually fight the boss, and then come back later with more resources. Yeah, I'll help you take your glasses off, Joshua. Oh my god, we ripped his face off.
You probably didn't need that.
Yeah, it's probably fine. Oh, he's gonna fight us now. This is awful. If only I had an incredibly powerful item that can kill him very, very quickly. Thankfully, I do. This is why I got the Coffee Addict and the Focus, because here I could just imagine a full axe, and then he is just dead. And he will give us the item that we need to get into the boss room. But this way, when I come back to this stage later to actually fight the boss, I will not have to spend any resources killing Joshua, and thus I will have some time. Here, I need to make sure I don't mess up this puzzle, because it is another... This is a static puzzle where the solution is always the same. However, if I click the wrong thing, then it gets thrown off, and I have to do the puzzle the normal way by actually reading what the answer is. I'm also going to be spending as much of the game as I can with my flashlight off, simply because there's a lot of times when there's an animation that plays if you turning your flashlight on or off. And here's the boss.
I can't help but notice I don't think you have any damage items.
Yeah, I don't have any damage items. I don't have any way of fighting this boss. I'll do it anyways. I'll get him.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be completely fine. I'm looking for my brother. Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to run right into this boss and his scary army of mannequins, and I'm going to give up.
I would too.
So that lets me quit the stage, but because this is a boss stage, it saves all of my progress before in, and I save all of the XP I got, and also it saves me having fought Joshua and my progress on the puzzles on that level. Yeah. It does mean that I have a scary night and everything gets all blinky, and now we are also going to have my first chance to get boned in this game. However, first, I'm going to go do something else real quick. These are all the letters on my desk. In the normal speedrun, I would not look at these. However, each of them gives you 25 XP, which is pretty good. It might be faster to do this than to read some of the notes in the levels. That's a routing thing that would be very complicated. However, more importantly, there's 5 of them right now, and there's also 5 voicemails I can hear. And if I listen to all of these, each of them gives 25 XP, so that's 250 XP, which is exactly enough to get a inventory upgrade, which I'm going to do because it will make the marathon a little bit safer, or I won't run into a scenario where it's like, oh, I have too many puzzle items in my inventory and I can't handle things. Anyways, let's watch some TV. I wonder what show she watched.
Hopefully not the one that gives you bones.
Hopefully. Yeah, it depends on whether she watches a show about axes or a show about bones. And then I'm going to grab Focus 4, which is just, that'll unlock more things. I'm going to grab Eagle Eye, which is a thing that lets me see how much damage enemies are going to be. It doesn't matter, it mostly just gives me 1 focus. And then Big Pockets, which costs exactly 250, which is exactly how much XP I just got.
Yeah, worthy of note is even if you take a skill, it's not eminently useful for the run. It also gives you either 1 extra health or 1 extra focus, and that all stacks up over time.
It's very important. All right, if I get an axe, this stage will be very cool. If I get a bone, this stage will be very annoying. Here we go. And...
Oh,
dang it. All right, that's $5 from me. All right.
it's just a coin toss.
It's a 50-50 split. We will see how many times that happens during the stage. You know what? Because of that, I'm just going to very quickly imagine 2 charges of an axe and then chug this coffee.
Yeah, it can be routed around, but it's a little bit of a time loss, and it increases the pressure on finding useful items a little bit.
Yeah. It's probably completely fine, but yeah. One of the temptations I always have when running is to just check more boxes to get random combat items and things like that when I don't need them. I should just be able to keep going. It is a constant struggle to not be like, oh, but what if this has something important? All right. Now, I'm supposed to get a wrench. However, I don't want to get a wrench because that will be slow. I'm supposed to get a wrench to open a propane tank. But that will be slow, so I'm going to try and avoid that if I can. Welcome to the city. The city is the stage that can really mess me up the most with its layout because it is one straight line with one room somewhere in the middle that always takes a long time to go through. and the puzzles can be on either side of that room. So let's look at what the code is. Don't click on that. If you click on that, it slows you down. 8875.
Yeah, if you end up with a randomized layout where you have to go back and forth to complete the logic chain through that central room, you move slow through it, and it's a bad time. It sucks.
There's also potentially some enemies that will spawn in the room. When you pick up, there's one item that you'll need in that room. Where that is random, I believe. And so sometimes it can just, I believe it's either close to the door or not as close to the door. But sometimes I just slip on it. All right, let's head back here. This is great because it is 2 separate items that I need to solve puzzles. One is a delicious burger. I just love a hamburger. And one is in this freezer. So let's solve a quick puzzle here. This is going to be 5 and 2. And then on the other side, so 5 and 2, and then 4. So 3 and 6. So green will be 6, and then 3 will be red. So red 3, green 6. Going back to the other side. 3 goes to the end, so 3 goes here, and green goes to here. I have never messed that puzzle up during a run, and I'm very proud of that.
Whoever wired that messed up, though.
Yeah. All right. So I've gotten the apartment key, which is the other item that I need. The burger is actually also one of the better healing items in the game, just because it heals slightly more for very cheap. And here is where I need to use the burger. So that's great, because I didn't have to backtrack. The answer to the puzzle was right next to where I got the item. This child in a sewer needs a burger. That's pretty bad. The 8-sided spanner is very annoying to see because that is the very end of this chain of stuff, so I'm going to have to go to the very end to grab it. Not the worst thing. Let's see what's in here. Here we have the doctor's office. So normally I would run into the doctor's office to grab a heal just for the stage, but because he always has one. But fortunately, I grabbed one in the first room because I was like, I should check for items in the way that my brain always does. Wait a minute. I made a very silly mistake. I opened the door in the first room, and then I never actually went in it. I opened the locked door in here, and then I never actually went up there. So that's a time loss, obviously. If you have anything to say, please go ahead while I quickly go and get my item that I forgot.
Absolutely, no worries at all. We did get a $25 donation from Micah with no comment. Did also want to say that we are here supporting NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They are the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization whose work is focused around 3 main pillars: education and support, awareness, and advocacy. With awareness, NAMI drives the national conversation around mental health from coast to coast and across all demographics, having appeared in major media more than any other mental health organization since 2021, with over 24,000 earned media articles in top-tier outlets including NPR, CBS News, CNN, and the BBC.
And regardless of what my brain tells me, no relation to the One Piece character. So this is actually a pretty good city layout, even though I got that very unlucky thing because while I do have to go to the very end for the 8-sided spanner, the room there, the sewer room, jump scare, the room there, the sewer room had all of the puzzles before it were puzzles that I had already solved, so I never have to go back through the sewers. Joshua needs some batteries. Of course you do. Once again, he needs me to solve some problem he has. This is always happening. I have the apartment key, right? Yeah. This room should be the apartment key, I believe. Yeah. We'll check this board for some notes. Now, normally these would give you the hints to the safe in the apartment, which is the next puzzle I need to solve, but I already know the code because it is static. Additionally, I believe if you interact with a child in here, the child turns into a horrifying monster. I still don't really know why. But I guess that just happens in dreams sometimes. For the record, what we are doing is we are currently exploring dreams to try and figure out what might have happened to our brother. Okay. You have to click to actually get her to say, got it there, and every single time I do it, and then I wait, I'm like, did I not enter the code right? And then I click to try and figure something out, and then she goes, oh, I got it. Oh.
It doesn't help that in combat and also with some of the interactables, sometimes the game will just decide to take a coffee break in the middle of resolving what's going on.
Yeah, it just pauses every once in a while. But yeah, it's very nice that I don't have to go through the sewers because it let me grab the shovel early from the sewers, and that spawns in the enemies who I don't need to worry about because I'm going to have to keep going through there. All right, piece of string, given the puzzles I still need to solve, this will probably be the fuse, I would guess. We'll see. Heading back. Could also be the batteries. I need to get the batteries. Oh. Scary guys. Gotta dodge them. Not too hard to dodge. And then I have both the string and the hook. I can go ahead and open this. I'd rather not see the bolt cutters here, but if I do, it's fine. What do you got for me? Hit the bolt cutters.
This is technically a fishing minigame, I guess.
Yeah, this counts as a fishing minigame, so it's a real video game now. Yeah, now we're just backtracking back and forth. I'm gonna run into the park, and I think I'm going to not fight the enemies there because I can fight these enemies for a little bit more XP. However, with the items that I have right now, I didn't really get too lucky on items. Well, actually, you know what? It'll be fine, because I can imagine full axe, and then go grab that thermos up there to get some more charges of my focus. Yep. Spawns at 2 guys. They will die very quickly to axe. The shades deal 1 damage to you whenever they deal damage to you, they actually heal 1. So I want to take them out as soon as possible. The other guy just has health. He's just annoying. You know what? I'm just gonna hit you with the useless bone that I have. Get bone.
The game gave it to you. You might as well use it.
Might as well get it out of my inventory. I've upgraded how much base damage I do, so it's better than nothing at all. And honestly, in my inventory, yeah, I still have 4 axe charges. I am fine. I always assume that I'm going to have less items on this stage than I actually do. All right, we've gotten batteries, and we'll give those to Joshua, and he will give us the fuse that we need to go blow someone up. Thank you. Let's go cause an explosion. Cool.
Yeah, this is very silly.
Yeah. So here I am just going to backtrack all the way over there. I'll talk about the story a little bit more. So we are going through these 3 dreams to try and figure out what sorts of things are very bad in dreams, and it might have something to do with our brother. So we're trying to figure out what might be going on. Here I need something to cut this propane tank with, and the only item I have that can cut is this axe, because for some reason you cannot cut the propane tank hose with the bolt cutters. This is one of my 2 biggest confusions about the game. You should be able to cut the propane tank with the bolt cutter. It's like a hose. You could cut that with bolt cutters, right? Anyways, we're gonna blow up that room and spawn a scary monster. Hello there. Let's hit him with the axe to get some bleed on him, and then I will hit him with the crowbar to slow him. And at this point, he's basically dead. Yeah. The other mechanic that I didn't mention in combat, small items like screwdrivers and knives hasten enemies, which makes instead of delaying them, it makes it go faster. However, that is not a huge issue when you are simply, when they are already at 0. Okay. Oh. There it is. I need to grab a lump of coal here. The lump of coal is my favorite item in the game. It gives you a little bit of luck, which can trigger things like a crit, a random dodge where you don't get hit, or even a random lucky where when you use an item, it does not lose a charge. And that last one is extremely useful, especially because it counts on thermoses. So if I have a lot of coal, I can potentially get way more charges out of thermoses than I would otherwise. All right, now, let's open this box. I have messed up the stage entirely by using all of my focus and all of my screwdriver charges before and not had enough to open the box because I don't have any small items to open it with and had to run around the stage desperately opening boxes. All right, and with that, we are just about done with the city. That was, once again, a very good city layout. I was worried about it at first because we got the sewer so early, but the fact that I didn't have to go back and forth through it at all means it went very well. And this guy is not a problem because over here on the floor, there is a full pickaxe, which is one of the best combat items in the game. I will heal once before fighting him, just in case. But yeah, let's go. 3 dudes. How will I win? All right, start off with an axe. Hey, I got a crit. Like I said, that's because I had the lucky coal in my inventory. Then I'm going to shovel you, which will hit both people, but also will delay. I got 2. That's incredible.
So that each of those lucky effects, I think, should have been a 5% chance.
I'm pretty sure it's lower than a 5% chance because the coal is not even a 5% chance, unless I'm mistaken. So that was very, very low chances of that happening. But time speed up for getting this fight done faster, I guess. Time lost for me wasting so much time grabbing items, though, because I didn't need them because I just got lucky.
That was the game apologizing to you for the bone.
And here is, I can delay a little bit more, but here's where I need to check on the donation incentive. How close are we on that?
Looks like at the moment we are still at 331 out of 500.
Okay. Yeah, well, unless someone can come through with a big donation here, I might have to just do a normal route, which will be better for speedrunning it. It'll be faster at least. Now is your last chance. I'll delay a little bit by pointing out one very funny thing in this game. On the table over here is a set of leftovers. And if I scroll over it, you can see it says a disgusting pile of rotten leftovers I definitely should have thrown away before all the flies appear. Every single night, that gets worse. And the more I don't read that, the worse it gets. The more I don't clean it up, the worse it gets. And of course, in a speedrun, we can't clean it up. All right. Focus 5. Medic 1. That will make all of our heals better. Defender 1. Then I need to grab the shovel, which is just a useful item to have. I need to grab the shield because it's my only way of defending. I need to grab the hamburger because it's my best heal right now. And I need to grab the instant camera because it is my best slow. And then I'm going to go watch TV.
Yeah, the basic cycle of this is you spend every night in a dream trying to get more information on what happened to your brother, and then during the day you pick one thing to do, and for the most part it's kind of heavily implied that you don't really do anything else. You're kind of on this single-minded mission, including apparently cleaning up your delivery food.
Well, if we aren't going to do an incentive, I'm just going to go into the next level. All right. So let's just go into it. I will go ahead and start the next thing. So this will be a normal speed run, which means I might be able to set a world record. All right. Now, do I get boned again? Please no. Please. Shield is great. That's good. All right, we're in a good spot. I want to find at least one combat item here. I would love to find it, but it's no big deal if I don't. This is the scary roof that plays a scare chord and I almost fall off it, but that doesn't matter. What matters is I grab a thermos. For the record, I could come back after the stage and fight the boss on its own, but for now, I'm just gonna assume I'm not. Let's see. I need to open every box in this stage because they might have items that are good for combat in them, and I need to get at least a little bit of damage for this guy.
I mean, would it be fair to say that for all intents and purposes, getting an extra thermos is just kind of a wild card anyway, because you can just imagine whatever you need?
You can imagine basically anything, and like 2 charges on a thermos. After a certain point, you're getting 3 on that, so most items are 3 at the most. I've gotten very, very bad luck with these. Box cutters are not good combat items. It's not a huge issue. I believe I can win with just the thermos and the coffee because I can make a camera and a rusty axe pretty easily. But yeah. All right, let's head into here and hope that my last box has something good. Please have like a pickaxe or anything that's a good combat item. Wow. Okay, I got the single worst stuff I can possibly get here. I think I'll be fine, but we'll see. Rusty axe. Let's make a full rusty axe.
Yeah, the box cutter and the can of meat are basically the items that would classify as technically a combat item and technically a healing item.
Yeah, the can of meat is 1 heal. Now it'll be 2 heal, I guess, but any other healing item is better than that. The hamburger is better than that. In fact, the hamburger is actually a pretty good combat healing item. It's better than the hamburger costs the same to imagine as the painkillers and heals you for more. I remember that if you're ever in pain, eating a delicious hamburger is actually better for you than grabbing some painkillers. Important thing to note. All right, I have. Let's see. With this, I'm going to imagine a shovel, and then I'm just gonna grab 2 bones because it's technically 2 damage. This should be fine, but getting so many box cutters and canned meats is really unlucky. All right, let's go for this. All right, boss time. The bosses level up how much health they have and such every time that you beat a level. So I have to be very careful what order I fight the bosses in, and I want to do as few levels as possible before them so that I can make sure I get stuff done. All right. Now, this should be fine. I'm just going to want to be a little bit careful. I have so many heals, so I'm going to let them hit me. That's not what I'm worried about here. Cool. In fact, what I can potentially do, if I'm very careful, is I can leave one of them alive. And yeah, okay, I'll axe you. So these 2 are dead. And now I'm just going to spend my time basically healing, alternating between healing and hitting this guy so that I can go into the next fight with as much health as possible. Big heal. Still gonna take 2 damage here. I'm going to drag this fight out and delay it so that I can spend all those heals in my inventory. He's gonna hit me for 2, sure, and I will heal for 3. Go ahead. It takes a little bit more time, but unfortunately it is what it is. All right, heal with the meat.
Is there any dank lore on how it is you're making mannequins bleed anyway?
No, I really don't know. Probably some strange mystery of how this world works. The boss is definitely, if you talk to him, he is turning people into mannequins in their dreams in a horrifying way, so that's pretty fun. Who doesn't love that? All right, all those guys killed, and I healed most of the way up. Now we do the actual boss fight, and this is where things get a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, this is a new intent here, the intent icon above the boss's head. He's gonna be summoning stuff.
Summoning stuff is very annoying because there's not a ton. When he has summoned someone, I cannot fight him. On the story difficulty, you can just keep wailing away on him, but on this difficulty, when he summons something, I can't fight him anymore. And fortunately, the axe still hits him, but it is a bit annoying. Now, he's going to summon another guy, and this is actually not the worst thing because it means he's guaranteed to not summon here, but instead do something else. Heal is about the worst thing he could do, though. I'm going to I'm going to axe here, and then I'm going to camera. Yeah, now I camera.
Yeah, seeing any boss do anything that amounts to a stall is pretty bad because
I have. Yeah, my number of combat, my amount of damage I have in this combat is limited. I do not have infinite damage. In fact, I might be running out. Box cutter does bleed. Okay, that should be good then. Okay. So he's gonna heal here, which is very annoying. However, oh, he's healing again. That's not the worst, I don't think, because I can. Oh, the only item I have is the box cutter. Okay, I think I'm okay here. It's going to be a bit close because I'm going to have to punch him. Here I'm going to shovel. Yeah. Hit him with the shovel. then box cutter him, and hope that I can get him here. I think we're good. Okay, yeah, we're good. Oh, that was way more close than it should have been. I am on my last combat item here. Well, that's what happens when you get very unlucky here. I'd also been rooting for the donation incentive, so it's a bit odd, but it all worked out. A lot of the combat in this game, I feel like I'm going to mess it up right until the very end when it all works out. But that's part of what I really love about this game. All right, and with that, I've finished that, so now is another great, now we have another brief pause. So.
Excellent. We did get a $25 donation from IRL Gumi saying, "Yay, video games, :D."
Hi, Gumi. But yeah, so next up, so we've beaten the dollhouse. That was the first of the 3 bosses that we have to go fight. The first of the 3 horrifying things that our brother has apparently created. And next up, we are going to head to the cave. And this is the one super boss that we will fight no matter what, because the super boss gives us the best combat item in the game, far better than the axe. Although the axe will still remain the second best for the rest of the run. Watch some TV, and then I'm going to imagine Coffee Addict 2. So now I get even more focus from coffee. So now every coffee is 4, which is about how much everything costs. And then I'm going to grab Sharp Mind, I believe. Yes, Sharp Mind. Which will make it so that everything costs 1 less to imagine. So now coffee is even better. And then I need to grab the bolt cutters for here. So any item here except the bone is good. See. Actually, a bone would have been better on the previous stage. I never even used the shield. It's very funny. But still. All right, cross your fingers. Don't get a bone. Please. I really don't want one because I need a lot of items on the stage. Camera's great. That's fantastic. Cool. Another safe stage. All right, so the cave is one of the biggest stages. Most of the boss stages are very short, like you saw the dollhouse, except for the cave. The cave is massive. There's not a ton of puzzles I need to solve in it. Mostly there's a lot of spiders I need to deal with. This room has a scary guy in it, and I don't even want to enter it because if I enter it, it slows me down. However, I do need... If I went through that room, I would go find a shovel. And instead of finding a shovel, I'm just going to get one here. Stop that. I know that something was buried there. One of the main difficulties, because I'm going so fast through stages, it's very easy for me to click on stuff I didn't mean to click on, and if that happens, there's always a bit of a slowdown. Anyways, we have found the pickaxe, gotten the shovel, found the pickaxe. I'm gonna use the pickaxe to open this, which will open up the rest of the stage. And the cave is very big. I need a few items for this. I'm going to need a shield with 3 charges. I'm going to need at least 1 heal, and I'm going to need a fair bit of damage. Those are the main items that I need. I would need a camera for the final boss, but I don't need that anymore because I found one. Can of meat is the worst thing I can possibly find, again. Luck has been very much with me on the level layouts and not with me at all on the random drops. It's fine. I prefer the level layouts. I can imagine things for the random drops. All right, this guy here, he needs some matches so I can get rid of all the spiders on him. What's in this rock? Give me a heal. Knife is okay. Knife is an item, it speeds up the enemy, so you don't want to use it in combat, but it does do a lot of bleed. Like, I was able to win the previous fight with the box cutters. Here is some guys. Here is... Okay, cool. This room has a bunch of items in it, and also something very funny. Notice these spiders? All right, I'm going to wait for exactly the right moment. Spiders run away. Hey, spiders, can you walk right in front of this? Thank you. Run over all the spiders. I love that puzzle. If you miss, however, not only do you not get the echoes for doing this, but also you are completely, you don't have any way to, you have to kill the spiders on your own to get what's up here. It's very annoying. All right, I'm going to open these with, sure. Metal pipe is not actually that useful for me. The thing about the final boss is I don't care that much about combat on the stage, how much damage I need to do to the final boss, because so long as I beat the super boss, every super boss in this game, including the one we didn't end up fighting, will give you a super weapon that is one of the best items in the game, more expensive to imagine and memorize than any item in the game, and has some effect that nothing else does. The boss student fight has the sledgehammer, which gives you a which slows all enemies in combat but also deals damage. The boss that is on the secret hotel stage gives you a revolver, which has no special effects but deals 5 base damage, which is more than anything else. And the boss of this stage will give us the chainsaw, which I love. That is, the chainsaw is on the route. It's not that hard to beat in the cave because the cave gives us so many items already. And also, it is really, really good. It makes, not only does it cleave and deal a ton of damage and do a ton of bleed, it makes every enemy in a fight bleed. So it is, at minimum, a ton of damage to every enemy and is going to be the way we try and solve most fights from here on out. All right.
Unfortunately, to my knowledge, this chainsaw doesn't one-shot God, but, you know.
That's a different RPG.
It's slightly different.
Which game was that again?
The original Saga.
Ah, okay. I assume that has been run in RPG Limit Break before.
Oh, I'm sure, many times.
At least once, probably more than once. Go find the VOD for that and report back if you're watching this. And if you did, yeah. So now I go to this guy, I burn his body. I could just grab the nails from his body without the matches. However, I want all the health I can get, and also I need the matches anyways for a time save later. This game, definitely, I think that if you are very bold and willing to try some very brave strategies, you could get a lot done here and potentially skip a bunch of stuff. And I would admire you, and you would probably beat my time, and I would think that's super cool. All right, Thermos, cool. Level is basically solved at this point. Cleaver also. All of these are the good combat items. Why couldn't they have given this to me before? We have successfully made a rickety bridge that's very scary, and it definitely won't drop us into the horrifying pit or something. That absolutely wouldn't happen with our barely made bridge, and this make me... No, it doesn't happen, I'm kidding. All right. Now we are looking for... Let me imagine some stuff now. So, imagining I have a full pickaxe. Let's imagine I need to get 2 bolt cutter charges to even fight the boss. Can't open his thing without that. And then I need a heal, which I have not found. I did find a trash can lid, so that is a shield. Get 1 more charge of that, and then hamburger it is for heal. Delicious hamburger.
I know sometimes I just imagine a hamburger.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to imagine a hamburger.
Yeah.
Then let's chug some coffee. So now coffee is giving me 12 focus, so it is even better. And then I will use the rest of it to imagine an axe. And I believe with an axe and a... Yeah, with these items, I should have no trouble beating the mini-boss. A full pickaxe, a full axe. Yeah. You know what? I will, though, imagine 1 more hamburger just in case. Cool. All right, so now the only thing I'm looking for is the boss room. It always has to... Oh, you always have to enter it from the right side. Or from the left side of a room. So I know that it's going to be somewhere on here, but it's also near the end of the stage. So I'm looking for any room that circles around and goes this way. Probably here will be it. This will probably be it. Nope, this is the egg room. I do not want to walk near those eggs in the middle. This will probably be it then. Yep, this is it. The horrifying coffin. Oh no.
Yeah, a lot of this stage is there's no combat if you know how to move through rooms.
Like that room with the big hole in the middle has a spider in it that will attack me unless I dodge it. The room with the eggs, if I can dodge the guys in the middle. There's a ton of combat on this stage, but I'm going to ignore all of it. All right. So I'm going to try and save most of my camera charges here, and probably some of my axe charges here, but I'll use 1 at the beginning. He's doing his ultimate attack, which I have to shield for, because it is a ton of damage. That is why I had to go get a shield of some sort. Trash can lid isn't great, but his ultimate attack is basically ultimate attacks are usually either hitting 1 massive amount of damage or they're hitting a bunch of times for like a moderate amount of damage. When it's a bunch of times like that, having a shield is really useful because the shield will block all of them. So the shield blocked all 3 hits there, and I took no damage. I'll just stab you with my knife since you're already at 0. Go ahead and hit me. He hits me for 5. Next attack is going to be, it's on a 0 timer, so it's going to hit me for 4. I don't care. I've already got him. And I have a full, yeah, knife kills. Cool. Took him out, and now I have obtained the chainsaw, my favorite weapon. All right. So with that, let me quickly heal in case I run into a mysterious spider or something. And then, wait, I already have full. Grab some more focus. Imagine some more axe charges just in case. Give me, oh wait, I still have a full axe. I didn't even use it. Imagine some more pickaxe charges then. And some more burger. I love funny burger. I am funny burger girl now. All right.
Burger.
Cool. Yep. Now would be a great time if there's anything you want to say, if there's anything to talk about, because I just have to backtrack all the way to the boss room now.
Absolutely, no worries at all. I just wanted to show a little bit of love for our community artists, LLK, who designed the RPG Limit Break logo, as well as Mega Weasel and It's Casa, who are responsible for designing several of the emotes, which you can access by subscribing to RPG Limit Break's channel. All revenue from subscriptions, bits, and the ads we run contribute to funding our annual marathons, and your support in this regard is critical to helping us put on these wonderful events year after year. I also wanted to say the sound design in this game is absolutely immaculate.
I love the art in this game so much. It's incredible pixel art. It's also all actual pixel art. The only things in the game that aren't like specific pixel art are the the only things in the game that aren't like specifically pixel art are the items that you can examine. Those were made in a modeling thing. All right, now I'm gonna show exactly why I love the chainsaw so much in just a second. Just, you know what, I'll just stab you for fun. Sure, go ahead. I often want to let the boss spawn in a third enemy because spawning in a third enemy means the boss is guaranteed to do something that isn't spawning in an enemy. So that will mean I have the entire time of that boss doing something. The problem is I have all these minions here, so I need to like kill this guy very quickly. Fortunately, the chainsaw deals. Instantly kills and hits the boss and bleeds the boss. And you know what? Chainsaw the boss again while I'm at it. That's 6 damage on the boss. That's great. Devastating here. I can heal up into that. I'm just gonna try and get as much damage in as I can, then probably take a heal. What kind of an attack is this? 7 damage? Okay, yeah, I don't care about that. The axe is slightly less damage than the chainsaw, but the chainsaw is better than killing all the minions, so I'm gonna save a bit. Let's eat a burger. Delicious burger. Please, go ahead and attack me. And at this point, I've beaten the boss because the boss... So whenever a boss doesn't attack on me, I know I've beaten it because that means they aren't summoning and they aren't healing, and I can delay them before their next attack and make sure I have enough time to kill. I've now killed the giant spider mom. I love spiders. This makes me sad. Goodbye. I also love the dissolve effect on enemies. It makes it's very interesting. It adds to the whole dream effect in a way I really like. Cool. That's another stage done.
You can also see the boss health starting to scale pretty extremely as we go through these boss stages.
This boss specifically, I really need to make sure I fight here because not only does her health scale, also all of the minions that she spawns have health scaled. That's why I kill the mannequin boss first, because the mannequin boss, the minions' health scales a lot faster because they already have more health, and killing the minions is the most important part of these boss fights. All right, time for a bunch of funny puzzles. I have completed this. Let's go imagine some more things. We're going to now go memorize my new favorite item that I'm going to use on every fight if I can, the chainsaw. It costs 1,500 XP to memorize, it's so expensive. And then we will grab Integrity 4, which will unlock a few more things. Also, Coffee Addict 3, yeah. Now I have even more coffee. And now, let's go watch some TV. So, once again, another chance for us to get boned here. I really hope I don't, because this is also a stage where I really want some good items. Time for the final boss, which is the casino and the 3 siren systems. Unlike the previous stage, where there was a lot of combat and a lot of exploring and all of that to get to the boss, this is the opposite. This stage has none of that. Instead, it just has... Okay, camera, I needed that anyways. Check the trunk of the car. The screwdriver is really annoying, actually. This stage has... Basically, this stage has no combat. It is all puzzles. All right. Let's go whack this parking meter. And grab some points.
I tend to enjoy this stage quite a bit because if anyone out there has seen Mystery of the Druids, you kind of channel your inner Brent Halligan and just go around ruining everybody's day.
It's a dream. It's not real. We don't have to worry about it. This is also, I always get a little bit thrown off here because this is the only stage where there aren't exclamation points on the dialogue to tell you what you need to click. What were you investigating? I could help you. So Joshua's investigating this casino is extremely awful. And so I need to go prove that the casino is rigged and evil. But to do that, and that will give me one of the items I need. Also, I'm going to quickly go use the screwdriver here, and wow, I found a jade coin in this machine. So this is my second big thing where I'm like, I disagree with this game in a funny way, which is that on this stage, in order to complete the roulette table, I have to get 3 coins, which means I'm going to have to solve 3 puzzles. One of them is winning at the roulette table. To win at the roulette table, I need to go get 3 lucky items. I'm also going to buy some alcohol here, and it turns out the only thing he can serve me is an entire bottle of whiskey. If I went to a bar and the only thing they could give me was an entire bottle of whiskey, I would leave. That's awful. Okay, I need to find 3 lucky items, and one of them is that jade coin I got. There was the horseshoe on the wall, which I'll grab. The third one I'm going to get right now. However, these items don't actually give you luck. They don't give you the luck stats. They don't give you a chance to crit. I think they should do that. This is my hot thing that I think. But I enjoyed this stage either way. This guy over here, I'm going to give him an entire bottle of whiskey. And he's going to immediately give me his lucky 4-leaf clover so he can get drunk. I guess we found a use for it. All right, next up, let's go in here. It's time for the only time in the game when I want to talk to Scientist Man. Hey, buddy. You're great. What are you doing here? How do I win in the casino? Oh, he just rigged a slot machine. Red machine with cherries on the banner. Cool. That is a random chance that I can't actually interact with the slot machines until he tells me, so I have to do it that way. Also, one of these boxes will have my batteries in it. Here's my batteries. All right. And my wrench. Okay, so. Having done all of that, we can head back into the casino. I'll grab the horseshoe off the wall very briefly, and I can go begin solving the puzzles. You said it was the red machine with cherries, so I can... First, I have all 3 items, so let's gamble at the roulette table. And what do you know, I'm lucky enough to win. I didn't even need my piece of coal. Maybe the reverse works. Maybe I should check that actually sometime, if having the coal counts as a lucky item. That would be cool. Anyways, I've gotten 1 golden chip here. Next, I need to record some people having a bad time. And fortunately, I used to have to walk around and find them, but then one of the people who helps root this game pointed out, it's just the 3 bottom people at this roulette table are all having a bad time. They're all pretty miserable, so I can just quickly record all of them. Then I'll head up to the slot machine, and this is the rigged one. This is just a simple puzzle of locking certain ones in place as they move. Fun little thing. And there's my second coin. For my third coin, I gotta go back and talk to Joshua again. Let's head back down. And go find our boy. This is the other reason I'm very annoyed at Joshua, because on this stage, I have to go into the room, I have to leave. I have to come back and then record people. I have to leave and talk to Joshua and get Joshua's item, which is a pair of loaded dice. I have to go back into the room. I have to give someone the loaded dice. I have to leave, and then I have to come back again. This stage would be so much faster if I didn't have to deal with Joshua. He'll pay for this, don't worry.
I think he does this on purpose.
I think he does too. Fortunately, my way of making him pay is also the fastest possible route through the game. So, with that, I'll just immediately leave and then immediately go back in. And I gave that guy some loaded dice and he got kicked out of the casino. Definitely nothing horrifying and bad happened to him. With that, I have all 3 puzzle pieces and I can go solve this. It was supposed to be impossible, but I solved the puzzle. All right.
The overarching idea here is you're supposed to like identify yourself as a lucky person or a high roller to be able to meet who is eventually the boss of this stage.
Mm-hmm. Except it's supposed to be impossible, but I did it anyways because I'm so cool. A chainsaw is the most expensive item to imagine. Well, all of the super items are the most expensive items to imagine. There's actually one other super item we'll get in a very funny way. I'll show that off later. For now, though, drink some coffee, refill. My full camera means I don't have to imagine that, so that's pretty great. Let me finish the chainsaw, and then I'm going to grab a couple uses of a shield, and then a couple uses of an axe, and then the last 2 things I'm going to do, I already have 2 coins. Let's go gamble for the last few items. Over here in these machines, you can put a coin in them to get a random item. I'm probably good, but just for safety's sake, I'll see if I can get a good item.
Yeah, this boss in particular is one of the bosses that just has the potential to be incredibly rude to you just based on what it draws for its actions.
Yeah. It's a good heal. I do think I needed a good heal. I'll grab 2 more coins, and we'll see what I can get. Coin? Come on, give me something good. Give me a pickaxe. Pickaxe or a cleaver.
Let's go gambling.
Nail boards is not good. Goodbye, horseshoe. Please, something good, please. Cleaver, cool, that's good. All right, with that, we should have more than enough to take out the boss. As long as we don't get really, really unlucky, this shouldn't be any issue at all. And even then, I don't think it'll be an issue. All right. Into the boss room. It's the 3 sirens. And I'm going to say that I am stupid. I love saying that I'm stupid here, that it gives you the option between those 2 different block choices. Okay, attack, please attack. That's fine, that's good actually. And attack, cool. All right, so girl in the middle is buffing the other 2 girls, which is completely fine by me. The buff is actually going to go away before they attack, so it's not actually going to have any effect at all. It's very funny. More importantly though, this gives me a lot of time to attack the girl in the middle. So, let's just try and take her out with the chainsaw. Cool. The main thing I don't want them to do is heal or guard. She can... Ooh, like that. That is what I really don't want to happen. Do I have a wrench? I do have a wrench. Okay, how much damage am I going to take this turn real quick? 4, so I'm going to take 8 damage. That's totally fine. I will... That doesn't kill... Wrench gets you in a spot where next turn you get killed. Cool. I want to be careful when I camera because I don't want to waste my cameras on times when it would be better to... Because since it hits everyone, if you're just using it on one person, it's not as useful. Probably not an issue since I had a full camera, but I'm still going to save it. Oh, and that means the fight is over. Cool. All right. Chainsaw. Camera will delay them enough that I don't think either of them will get their ultimate attack in before I manage to kill them both.
I haven't been able to actually hear the music in this boss fight until just now, and this is, I dig it.
Yeah, it's very fun. We've been playing mostly, the practice has been mostly with the sound off. Right, to delay you, yeah. More than enough damage to kill. Like always, I am more careful than I need to be, but better to be more careful than to fail a fight. Cool. And that's another one done. All right. And with that, I have finished all 3 of the bosses. And now I get to go talk to Tutu again, which is always a delightful reward. But here we have a pretty nothing break because the next stage has no combat, so I don't even need to level up or watch TV. So if there's anything you want to say, host, go ahead.
Excellent. Just wanted to second how good that music was. That was a super cool section.
It's very fun.
Yeah. Just wanted to say that the National Alliance on Mental Illness's current work is informed by more than 40 years of inspiring conversation, support, and action that ultimately strengthens the fabric of communities and promotes opportunities to thrive for anybody touched by mental illness. NAMI draws on their past accomplishments, the wisdom of lived experience, and current scientific understanding of mental health to help those suffering.
So there, I go read books and get 13 total experience from it. Wow, it's so good. But on this stage, I don't need anything at all because it is just a scary runaway stage. Now there is one funny thing I could do to potentially save exactly 1 second. It is one of those, I save 1 second if I do it, and if I mess it up, I lose like an entire minute. Because this stage is getting chased by a big scary monster. And if you have that Ankh, then the boss does not kill you if they forget you, and you get 2 extra tries. And if you don't have the Ankh, the enemy instantly kills you and you have to redo the entire stage. Excuse me. So not grabbing that would technically be faster. It would also mean I'm going through this entire stage, and if I mess anything up, I would then have to redo everything. All right, so here I just have a place I'm exploring, and I want to hit all the buttons. There's 3 buttons that open more doors, and then there's 3 buttons that turn on these big blue lasers. Once I get all the blue lasers, then I'm set. Come on, come on.
I spent the entire time learning specifically this stage, just imagining the Benny Hill theme playing.
That's basically what's happening here. So, off to the left. Getting all the buttons. And that was actually way closer than I should have let it in. One up here. Cool. Right down the middle. This is it's not particularly hard to dodge the enemy here, but it is easy to get myself into a position where I make a mistake.
Also a bad place to fail an animation skip.
Yeah, the animation skips are weird here. I'm not actually sure you can fail them. I think she might just keep running due to how it works. Let me check, actually. I can check real quick by just not doing one. Nope, I was definitely doing animation skips. Cool. I was doing very well. All right, and with that, I got all the buttons, and Tutu's here. Yay! And she will kill this monster in exactly the way that the pose showed. Cool. And now, I'm going to have a quick conversation with her where I explain that I killed all of the monsters, and also tell her that I want to help her so much, because I love her so much. You don't have to. I don't think the dialogue here matters at all, but I've never not been nice to her because she's my favorite character. All right, cool. She's going to tell me the next place I need to go is the imaginary prisons, which are based on a famous series of paintings. And also, I believe, the longest stage in the game. What time am I at? 1:42. That's really good here. I'm making very, very good time on this run. So this is the last stage before I'm going to give a spoiler warning for all of the big twists and things of the game. So if you are someone who really does not like spoilers and you want to play this game yourself, donate now and then tune back in like an hour. Let's see. So I need to go grab some things. I need to grab, most importantly, I need to grab the crowbar. Because otherwise this stage I cannot do it without the crowbar. Then I need to grab, right, I'm only grabbing one thing here. I'm grabbing Precise Hit. Precise Hit is just more damage, and it is the only thing I grab because it costs 5,000 XP. It is, I believe, the most expensive XP item in the entire game, but also 1 more damage with every single hit is far too good to pass up. All right, into the next stage. So we're going to be looking at the imaginary prisons. And they're going to start off by being very nice to me and giving me a wonderful pickaxe.
Did you get boned, though?
Oh gosh, hang on, let me check.
Yes.
All right, that's 2. Oh, I really would have liked the chainsaw at this stage.
I'm sorry I asked.
Why did you make me check? I completely forgot. I would have noticed when I have to use I have to use my inventory soon. All right, so this stage is essentially divided into 2 parts. The top part has more puzzles, and the bottom part has more combat. For the top part, I'm going to be looking for... sorry, voice is going a bit. I'm going to be looking for 2 main rooms. I can use the bone to open this, at least. I'm going to be looking for 2 main rooms. One, I'm going to be looking for a room with a big clock and a room with a bunch of gears. I'm also going to be looking for a bottom room that has a... I'm going to be looking for a room on the very bottom that has some water at the bottom of it. I need to find... Those are the only 3 rooms that matter up here. Oh, and then also the room where I can get my revenge. You see, there is a room... This is the level where they lean into some of the horror stuff. And there are some places where you have to make a choice between being evil or being normal. And unfortunately, it is much faster to be evil this first time. There's 2 main things you have to do in this level. And all right, so I found the big clock. I can't interact with it yet. I need to go do something else first. I also found an enemy who I don't want to fight. Come in.
And that clock is one of the other opportunities for the game to just say you lose time and you have no control over it.
It's the funniest times. It's the funniest time loss in the game, in my opinion. All right, bait this guy around, and then head out.
Oh, come on.
I was at the door.
I disagree with that.
The nice part about this is I never have to go through this door again, so I never have to go that way again. All right, this guy. Come on, get out, get out, get out, get out. Yay, got out in time. Okay, so here's my gear room, so I am going to have to come back here. That means the horrifying moral choice room is at the top. And we have a 1-second time save on this route. Exactly 1 second, but only 1 second. I'll tell you why in a bit. You've seen me run around and take the wrong route, and that's who knows how long of a time loss. But fortunately, we've saved 1 second. Another thing about the stage is a lot of these stair areas. Sorry, a lot of the stair areas. Ooh. Okay, this is also a dead end. So somewhere is the revenge room, and I need to figure out where that is. I'm missing 2 doors. I already went down here, right? Did I go down here? Yeah, this is that. So I think I need to go up here. There's more. I believe up here. These stairway rooms they can be dead ends, potentially. If they are dead ends, yeah, okay, here's where I missed. That's really good news for me, because that means I don't have to go through them. Aha! Hey, someone's stuck up in a thing. In fact, if we talk to him, he would say that he's Joshua. And I have a whole thing that I could potentially do to help save him, involving burning this rope, and while it's burning, pulling the lever to retract the spikes. And that would take a long time, so we're just gonna kill him. So long, Joshua. Don't worry, he's fine. It'll be fine. It's just a dream, you know? I don't feel bad about this at all. Maybe if he hadn't made me go back and visit him so many times in the casino, I would feel less bad. I don't really want to animation skip on this level much, because it's very easy for me to animation skip into a room and then immediately keep running into the room and not have a camera, and then immediately run into an enemy and then have to deal with that. So I'm going to be doing a little bit less of that. But Joshua has given us the pocket watch, and for the pocket watch, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to match it up with the clock. And I have to match it up perfectly, and it's random where it goes to. So the fact that it was a 5 means it's technically 1 second below average. So it's technically a 1 second time loss. I've gotten it all the way up to 11 before, and that's a 1 second time save. That's a 5 second time loss. How horrifying. with that, I have everything to do the gear puzzle. It's pretty simple. I did grab the, grab the little cog. Cool. And after this, I'm just going to be heading back to the water. So, I hope everyone is enjoying the game. I hope host is enjoying the game as well.
I am. It's absolutely very, very fun to
Yeah. I really love the backgrounds in this level and how they are laid out. I love the way that the game uses backgrounds in general, like the static backgrounds on the... This is a dead end, right? Yeah, that was a dead end. The backgrounds being behind the stage and the stage being like a flat thing in front of them. It's very cool.
really fun.
Yeah.
The lighting and particle effects are also just super.
The way that the lighting and particle effects are used with that. All right, time to sing a song. Will I get in trouble if I sing a song about a snake here?
Mm-hmm.
Go sing it yourself. I won't do it on stream. All right. Now we're at the bottom of the stage. The bottom half has all of the combat. It also has this room. So this room, I can sneak past everything in that room. And I'll be fine. So there's a few places I have to find some items. I need to get 3 different items. One is a glass, 2 glass eyes and a key. And fortunately, I didn't trigger the jump scare there. It doesn't actually do anything, it's just a little jump scare. This room, you're supposed to get stuck in the bones and then spawn a bunch of guys in the middle, but if you go on the very edge, it does not spawn them. Thankfully, that is a dead end, so I don't have to go down those stairs. In fact, everything above here is not somewhere I have to go anymore, which is great news for me. All right, let's keep looking around. It's over here. This is the worst case scenario for that room. That is a stairway that can be a dead end, and it has an enemy on it. Because it's not a dead end, I have to fight the enemy to get to whatever's on the other side. There's no way around him, so that is an extra combat that I have to do. This room has... Okay, so this room has our guy we're going to be giving our glass eyes to. Good to know. In fact, I'll give him 1 for now while I'm here. Here you go, buddy. And then let's head out and continue on my way. So far, this is a pretty okay layout. The one room being... Oh, no, I got both of them. Oof. Oh, okay, that's rough. I have the pickaxe. Pickaxe can kill here. Yeah. Pickaxe will kill pretty fast. I might take his ultimate attack, but it's fine. Yeah, we'll kill. All of our weapons are dealing at minimum 3 damage now due to the double precise hit, so killing is not that hard. It's just slow to have to fight guys. I didn't even mean to do that, but sure. All right. What's in here? This is... Oh, this is actually really good. All right. Before I do this, I'm going to quickly make some charges of an axe. Because this is a necessary combat to get into this Iron Maiden up here. Now you see what I was talking about when I said this was a bit of a horror game. This is the spooky level. Fortunately, nothing in here is that scary when I have a big axe and a chainsaw. And I will make a chainsaw for the final boss of this. They're both gonna hit me. It's fine, go ahead. I'll just eat some burgers later. Don't forget to eat your burgers. All right, hit you with a bone. Hit you with a pickaxe and then a bone. That'll kill. Oh, I didn't even need the bone. All right, that gives us, ooh, the other eye. That's good news. The more I find the items that I already know where I need to go, the better, because it means I have to do less backtracking. Now, 2 more enemies spawn here to fight. Fortunately, unlike the previous guys, I can just run past these dudes. So long. Okay, this room is unnecessary, so now we head back and give that guy his 2 eyes. I still need to find a few more rooms. Check what's down here real quick. It's a dead end? Cool. Anytime a stairway is a dead end, that's great news for me because it means I don't have to deal with what's in there. And here we have... Okay, so this is just going back. So everything I need then is going to be after here, which is actually great. Okay. Hello, Mr. Prisoner. Would you like your other eyeball? hate the noise it makes here. Awful. He's given us a key. And that's great. Let's continue back and quickly make an item to help take care of that guy who was blocking this path. What do I make? Probably fastest is just to make a pickaxe. Yeah. And 1 chrome. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, pickaxe. Cool. Alright. Hit this guy with a pickaxe a few times. He's dead. Actually, he's just 2 charges. The pickaxe does it. Nice try. Okay. So, next thing we are looking for is the room with, there it is, the giant bull. This is a famous torture device. They would lock someone into this, and then they would set the wood below it on fire, and the person inside would boil to death in the most agonizing way possible. I say this because we could do that. We could set it on fire, but unlike the previous thing, this guy hasn't done anything wrong to me, so I'm gonna not do that because it's faster to not do that. I'm very glad that it is faster to not do that because I don't want to do that. That's kind of messed up. We're gonna crowbar him out of there. This is why we had to research the crowbar. You can't actually do this unless you research the crowbar, so if you want to not be a horrible person when playing this game, make sure you memorize a crowbar at some point. And we open it up. And we find... nobody. Turns out it was just a mystery. Turns out if you do let that open up, there is someone in there and he's having a very bad time. All right, this should be the safe room. Yeah, here we go. I want to sneak into here. He can't get me in here, and fortunately, there is a pot of coffee in here, so in here I can prepare for my next big fight, and also make some hamburgers to refill my health. Delicious cheeseburger. Well, yeah, wait. Yeah, that's definitely a cheeseburger, huh?
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
That is a cheeseburger.
That's not a hamburger. Huh. Anyways. Take a coffee break. Refill my focus. Use it all to gain more chainsaw. And then I am going to go fight the one big enemy here that I do have to fight. The mini-boss, so to speak. Yes, chainsaw. Chainsaw. Probably also grab some instant camera. Grab an instant camera, and then last bit of coffee, I will have this, and we'll say pickaxe and another instant camera, just in case. And then I'm gonna open these 2 things just to see if I can find something useful. Hey, a better heal. Perfect. And in here, another better heal. Cool. Awesome. And that is good enough for me. This guy's at 0, so I really don't want to take any more damage from him. I have everything I need to fight the boss here. I think he'd be here, right? Yeah, I was right. There's also a couple of places I can check for items here. I'll open this Iron Maiden, get something completely useless, open this one. And then I will go open the other 2 as well. I'll open this one right here. Get another screwdriver, really pointless. Maybe this last one will have something useful. I will. Sorry, I couldn't resist the jump scare. I knew that was there. That guy is always a little jump scare, but I couldn't resist. All right, so here we have, yeah. I just want to kill this guy as fast as possible, so I'm just going to start with the chainsaw. Once again, he can spawn dudes, and when he spawns dudes, I can then no longer hit him, which is really annoying. But the camera will help a lot here because I can hit him, I can camera, and then I can do anything to kill this guy and still have time to start hitting the big guy again. This only has 1 health, so I'm just going to punch. It's actually slightly off. If we could get a little bit more before this stage, we'd be able to kill these guys in like 1 shot with the chainsaw, but unfortunately we can't. Him doing his devastating is really good. Chainsaw with both. I really like when enemies do their like ultimate attack because it means that they're going to take a lot of time, and I can easily just heal or shield through his ultimate attacks. Delay you, and hit you with a chainsaw a few times. One time. What does your ultimate do again? 3 times 3, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, I'm fine. Oh. Ah! Scary stuff. Fortunately, he then immediately dies. He took my blood, but then he died. All right, so now I have the final item here. I can open it up and do the puzzle that always scares me a bit because I feel like I am bad at it. All right, let's solve this guy. Focus for a second. No. Okay, is that right? That seems right. Okay, now the other side. How's this? I think that's right. I got it. Whew.
Yata.
There's a couple of spots that can get really confusing, and I am also just generally not very good at it. I've gotten better at it as I've run, but yeah. All right, time for the final room of this level. Now, I'm going to turn on the bridge, and then I have one more combat encounter. Oh no. Fortunately, there's a fun way of dealing with these guys that you can probably guess. There's also another fun way of dealing with these dudes, which is... Well, yeah, I can drop them in a hole. This spot down here in the bottom right corner, if you run right there and just stand there, they walk over to you, see you, and then just walk across the bridge anyways. For some reason, their pathfinding means they can't go there. I don't know why. It's great for the story mode run. The story mode run is about my time that I've done on this route is about 3 hours. I'm going to beat that today, almost certainly. My time on the story mode route is under 2 hours. It's much faster because all the combat goes fast and all you care about is puzzles. All right. And this is where I'm also going to say, spoiler warning. If you are worried about that, here's your last chance to back out. All right. Here we go. So for the next one, now, on the next stage is very short and also has a boss on it that... This is where I fight the secret boss to get the good ending. If I didn't care about the good ending, then I would not worry about this. But I do. I want to get the good ending because I love I want things to be good. I've only ever run the good ending for this game. Thank goodness. Oh, I just jump scared myself. I've made a horrible mistake before while running this where I forgot to pick up the coal in an earlier stage and thus didn't have it to research here, and it completely messed up my run. And so when I didn't see it scrolling through at first, I was very worried, you know.
So probably most worthy of note from what you pick up in that round is the ability that makes imagining things twice as effective. Gives you 2 charges instead of 1 in exchange for like a 50%
Yeah,
increase.
they cost 150. This makes the math on what's good to imagine really weird, but it's very good for the very expensive items. For example, a coal. I already needed to research that, so that's pretty good. All right, let's start by grabbing a bone. The chainsaw previously, each charge was 4, so previously it cost 16 to get a full chainsaw. Now it costs 14 to get a full chainsaw, so that's much better. All right. I'm probably going to keep this stage either way. These are the only items I'm going to get for this entire stage, is the stuff in here. And I have a very hard boss to fight, so if I get really bad items, there's a chance I might reset. So far, I am not getting good items. One out of 4 pickaxe, really? Ugh. Okay, let's do some imagining. Let's get me some items that I could use. This stage is also difficult because the one stage I can't reset easily. Yeah, okay. This is going to decide whether I continue this. Hold on.
We're trying to get a lucky
I got
pull
a
like that.
So the coal can give me a lucky use on something. That gave me an extra 5 imagination. So with that, I should be able to get enough to basically kill the boss no matter what. That is a great thing to have happen. Okay. Maybe I can get another one. Come on. Come on. No. Still. Let me grab all the things I would need. I have a shield, which will probably help me take care of this. I'm not going to get another shield. I will get a full instant camera. I have a full axe and a full chainsaw. That's a lot of damage. Let me grab 2 hamburgers just in case. And then what else for damage? I guess I'll fill out the pickaxe. And then with my last one, I'll get, sure, why not, a bone. Cool. All right. That should be enough to kill this boss. Let's go find out. Do it. So, we have finally made it to the one person who might know something about where our brother is, the prisoner, who's at the center of the prison. And he's got this nice fancy house inside of this orb. What's going on? Well, we're gonna find him, we're gonna talk with him, and Tutu's gonna come and join us. She's so delightful. Unfortunately, we're going to have a conversation with him where he's going to tell us, well, first he's gonna light his fire with his magical fire powers.
Not at all ominous.
I don't know why he doesn't, like, just make some matches with his brain. And unfortunately, he's going to immediately tell us that Tutu killed our brother. And Tutu is not going to deny it. And we're going to freak out a bit and banish Tutu with our whatever dream powers. No, she's gone. That was a very bad decision for reasons we'll see in a second. All right. Next up, I want this goblet. Now, if you were just going for a normal mode end, all you got to do is go talk to him, say hi, and then immediately leave. He'll tell you where to go. That's it. However, I instead am going to fill that goblet with water. Oh wait, I didn't mean to say that. That's all. He told me where Thomas. He told me where Thomas. He told me where my brother is. That's all I needed to know. Let's put out his fire that he used his magical fire powers on. He's gonna get very annoyed about this and go try and fix it. And I will use that opportunity to steal his key. And then I'll sit around here and chill. And as soon as he leaves, let's open this door and see what he has hidden in his back room. What's over here? Oh my goodness, it's an angel. How horrifying. He's got another Guardian of Dreams hidden in his weird torture room. I don't even know. That's just a bad room. And he is using the angel's powers, and the angel begs us to kill him. So that's what we're going to have to do. And this is a very hard boss fight. But with the chainsaw and the camera and coal and everything that I have, it should be very doable. Let's see. The most thing I just want is I want as few heals. And, ooh, I really don't want guards. Okay, but guard in a 2 is okay. Let's start with axe. So the guard means my weapons just deal less damage. Like the axe is currently normally, I believe, 5 damage. It's 4 damage, and right now it's only dealing 2. I'm still getting just as much time on the thing. Oh, I don't want that heal. That's really annoying. Okay. I'll delay here just to make them both get delayed. And then I'm going to continue. I have to kill the angel first because if I kill him, he will simply resurrect. If I kill the guy, he'll just. How much damage is he doing? 10 damage. That's fine. I think I can kill the angel before. No, probably not. Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah, pretty much the only way to handle this fight is to rush the angel down because everything he does is annoying.
Yeah, here he's going to heal So let's just hit him again. He's going to heal them both, and he does a really big heal, which is very annoying. I really want him to attack me. Please attack me. Oh, come on. This is very, very bad luck. It's still doable with the camera. Like, my items right now are set to make this fine, but like all of the damage I've done to the other guy with the chainsaw has been erased. He's also going to deal 10 damage on his turn, so I need to be able to heal or shield before that happens. Okay, cool. So we're at 3. Am I cleaving at 3 yet? No, I'm not. Okay. So I need to hit him again. I kind of just want to use a bone here. No, I'll use an axe because the cleave is important. Cool. Right now, he's going to attack me. It's going to be 10 damage, right? I'm at 8. Heal for 4. Go ahead, hit me. Giant fireball. Okay,
Ooh.
now, this would be really dangerous, except I still have the thing. How much damage is he doing? He's doing 5 damage. I can block 3 of that, so 1 heal, and then hitting him with another chainsaw.
Nice.
Wait. I just let him almost kill me. I made a mistake there. Fortunately, it doesn't matter. I forgot to pull up my shield there, and it doesn't matter because I still have, he pulled out his ultimate attack, and I have just enough to kill. So that was a mistake that almost killed me. I was like, wait, does he deal? I didn't put my shield up. Was he gonna deal 6 damage? He's not gonna deal 6 damage, right? No? And then, unfortunately, he was at 5. Oh my goodness, that scared me. Okay, cool. This is why I should have personally gotten some deep sleep instead of running a game at 4 a.m.
Also,
Wake up at 4 a.m. to run this.
if anyone's curious about the Chekhov's gun of this like off-texture tile here on the right side of the screen, you can actually just break into that room without doing the fireplace and the key and everything.
Yep. If I get really good items, I'll just imagine a bone and break in through there. There's 2 ways into this. There's actually 2 ways to solve a lot of puzzles in this game. It's very fun. This is also the last point of the game that I've let Trysdyn see, because the rest of the game is the fun ending. So from here on, it's mystery again.
Yeah, as we've been going through this, we get to this point, and June would just turn to me and go, "All right, leave." I have not seen anything past here.
Well, you're not allowed to leave this time. All right. We've got another knock at our door.
Did also quickly want to shout out a $30 donation from Kate with no comment.
Oh, thank you, Kate. All right, let's go check our door and see who's at the door. Hey, wait a minute. That's not possible. Yeah, so it turns out this might also be a dream. We might have been dreaming this entire time. Literally everything we've done in this entire game, including the leveling and going and watching TV, everything might have been a dream. Who knows if anything was real, actually. And now they found us and we have to run and jump off into the abyss. Wah! Fall into the water. And now for something that if you have played the previous Deep Sleep games, you have probably been wondering where it is. They definitely have a lot of hotel in them. And I believe they have like a labyrinth. I think they have a prison. There's a number of different places like that, but there's one main feature of them that you may have noticed was missing. And now we finally get to go there. The lighthouse. I love the text effects, it's so fun. All right, this is also the best place in the game for animation skipping. The beach here, all I have to do, this is a very long and very kind of boring stage where I'm just running up and down the beach mostly. And if I can do animation skips, I can do it a lot faster, like this. Yeah. Because I will not have to delay on each of these. This is also a stage that has a very annoying sound effect, because when you're at 1 health, you get to hear your heart beating. And while there are some heals on this stage that could stop that, there's no combat on this stage, so getting a heal would be very slow. So instead, I just have to live with a loud beat in my ear for the whole stage. Cool. This also has what I call the banana puzzle. I'm excited to show off the banana puzzle, and everyone who watched this stream can agree with me that it should be called the banana puzzle. It definitely should. All right. Into the back of the hotel. I love this. We're back in the hotel. I love how it reuses spaces over and over again in ways that make them feel like it feels like a dream. It feels like things just you keep seeing the same places over and over again, and things keep happening. All right. Back through the hole in the wall, and now back to the beach. Now we have the key for the lighthouse. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the run so far. They're coming. This stage is mostly just running back and forth.
So those are the things that insta-kill you in the tutorial.
Yes.
Given the structure of the entire game has fallen apart, what happens if they catch you here?
I don't know. I've never been caught by them here. I genuinely don't know. My guess is probably that you'd wake up in your apartment and to play that whole sequence again, and you'd think it was just a dream what you saw before. But I don't know. They might not be able to catch you here. Anyways, there's this lighthouse, and if there's one great thing you should do when you're being pursued by shadow monsters that react very strongly to the dark, it's turn off the lighthouse. So that was definitely a great decision. Wow. However, we do need this crystal to continue. It's the only item we can find. All right. I love the music here. It's very spooky. And once again, just love the art in this game so much.
Oh yeah, they're just chilling out in the water, I guess.
They do come closer, slowly. So I think I could go and run towards them, but I'm not sure.
I'll probably find out another time.
If you played this game and you know, you should donate money to let us know what happens. It's one of those things I've just never done because it's very obviously a bad decision. All right. Into the next room. All right, time for a puzzle. So here we have your average ice block puzzle. And also we're going to push around this large ball. And whenever I scroll over the side of the ball, it's going to highlight just that edge to show me which side I'm pushing. And it looks like a banana. Like, look at that. That's a banana. That's a banana right there.
Yep, I agree.
It looks like... Wait, nope. I pushed that the wrong way. That's rough. Okay, well... Not hard to reset, but a bit of a time loss. Lost by the banana.
Do we want to do a host ejection here?
Yeah, if you have anything to say, host, now's a good time since I lost my banana and this puzzle's going to take twice as long.
Absolutely, no worries on missing Banana Skip. You may have noticed us talking about incentives and prizes. That means that via your generous donations, you get to potentially name characters, make our runners complete difficult tasks or ridiculous tasks, or help pick which story you get to see in certain games. You can also become eligible to win numerous prizes donated by community members. Remember that 100% of your donations go directly to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. For more information, check the channel bio for a link to the 2026 tracker.
And with that, we've finished the banana puzzle. And now the light is on outside and there are no longer any monsters as we raise the sun. And more importantly, now I can go and say hi to someone very important. Whoa. Back to the lighthouse over here. Finally, I will get to turn off the heartbeat in my ear. You can actually animation skip this, but it's pointless because you just end up running around. I believe you can animation skip it, but you can't do anything here because there's a cutscene, so it just wastes time. She's alive! She survived. I'm so glad. And so we're going to immediately... so this is a fun thing. Right here, we get to choose what Thomas did at the end of his thing. The end of the Deep Sleep games actually let you make a choice of what to do, whether or not you attack or don't attack someone. So there you get to choose your choice based on what you did at the end of the Deep Sleep game, which is very fun. Also, I get to choose to forgive her. I will never not do that. I would rather reset a run than not be nice to her. I think her and Amelia should kiss. if anyone draws fan art and sends it to me, I'll donate $30 to the speedrun. Do $30 to the marathon. On top of the 10 I already have to donate for being boned twice. Still 2 more opportunities to get boned, although this stage is actually a good thing if it happens. So for the next stage, this stage is a stage with no combat, so I'm not going to level anything up. I'm just going to go into it. The only thing that I need in this stage is I have to break one thing open, and for that I need any item I can hit with, so a bone is fine. Actually getting a bone is good here, although it'll still be funny. Let's see. Nope, I got a shovel. Shovel's, yeah, same difference. This is the library. At the library, it has every book in the universe in it. Every book possible in any universe. And what's really fun is all of these bookshelves actually have writing in them. If you click on them, you get a little tiny short story that was, I believe the dev requested a bunch of people submit them. There's so many, and they are all very strange. We are looking for a guy. We can't do anything in this stage until we find one of 2 dudes. We need to find both of them, one to actually solve the puzzles on the stage, and one just to talk to for a special item. That's just a dead man. I don't care about him. Aha! Hey, this is a library worker who's very mad at us for not being quiet. Well, there's a way to solve that. Problem solved. And he gives me an item that is, without contest, the best heal in the game. So I will grab that just to be able to use it on the next stage. Because the next stage is the final boss. Anyway, sound's back now. Also, I didn't actually know that you could do that without muting the music, too. I decided to check. Cool. Okay, this is a room I need to go to once I find the guy, but he is being very stubborn and not showing up. I found both of the next 2 puzzle rooms, but not the guy who lets me start the puzzles.
And that tends to be how most of the stages are. You need to find a specific thing to start a chain of logic. And if you play practically any randomizer, it's kind of the same thought.
Yeah, it's a very similar thing of I have to find the first part of the logic and then I know where the rest of the pieces are. It's one of the things I really like about the game, and the thing that made me the thing that made me want to start speedrunning it was realizing that I could break the logic, realizing that there were areas where, because I could make a shovel or make a crowbar or something, I could break the logic and do it in a different order. And that got me very excited. And then I just had a ton of fun trying to figuring out exactly how to route with all of the parts of this with the other people who speedrun this game. Has been very, very fun. Not going to worry about the coffee because I don't need to do any sort of combat here. All right, now we want to go back to the previous room we saw with all the paintings on the wall for the next puzzle. I believe that was over here? No, it was not. It was up above, right? There was an upper path, so it's going to be here and either to the left or the right. I think over here. Yes, I was right. Okay, cool. So for this, we have to arrange the paintings in a specific order. I have the order. Cool. Lighthouse, then the moon. Then this is actually a very lucky order. They can be in any order at all, and how much I have to rearrange them can either make the run take a lot longer or be a lot shorter, but 2 of these were already in the right spots, and I didn't have to do any annoying swapping to get them correct. So this is a very lucky puzzle. You may notice something here, though, if you have played the dev's other games, or if you just played a lot of Flash games. That right there is the house from the very first Don't Escape game. The one that is about... those games, the theme of them is that they're escape room games where your goal is not to escape, because, in the first one, you are a horrifying werewolf, and your goal is not to get into town and kill anyone. So you have to try and find all the ways to chain yourself up and keep yourself from getting out. All right. Time for... So this book we're going to turn into a key. The difficulty with this is that I had a lot of trouble figuring out this puzzle the first time, figuring out exactly how to organize it. Thankfully, this is a set puzzle. This is not one with any random elements, so I don't need to worry about that. Oh, get out of the way. I'm busy. I don't want to talk to you.
Fortunately, he went straight into his slow attack.
Right. Also, the librarian does get mad if you run in the library. I'm gonna do it anyways because I have to go fast. We're speed running, can't you tell? All right. Here is where I put the book. So you're supposed to look inside of the bookshelf and see exactly how it looks back there and line it up. And for some reason, I could not figure that one out for the longest time. Fortunately, now I have. Cool. All right. To the end of the stage. And then after that is going to be the final boss. And then after that is going to be time. All right. Well, so still a ways off. I still got to do a few things. All right, this one is blue, yellow, purple, green, red. Also a puzzle that you can figure out by looking at stuff in the environment, or you can just know the answer because you speedrun it so many times. All right. Keep going, Amy. So, the end of this stage, final room. Once I open this, it's going to spawn out a bunch of guys, and I'm not going to fight any of them. Because I just love not fighting people. All right. I might be able to really, really be underestimated, which would be very fun. Because that would really improve my times on this game. So, I've gained the final book. I need to look at it to spawn in the exit that I can get to. Cool. So now I know what I'm doing, and now I can leave the stage. However, first I need to get there. So I'm gonna get these guys to come up here and attack me. And then immediately I'm gonna run away and run to the bottom. And they're gonna chase me. We're both gonna hurt our feet by walking on broken glass. And at the last second, it's gonna let me through. The timing on that always makes it feel like you're not gonna get through in time, but you just barely make it. It's very fun. All right, so that's the last real stage of the game. Last thing is going to be the final boss. So I am going to grab a bunch more stuff because now I have over 12,000 XP, so I have enough to grab so many skills and items, which will help me fight the final boss. Let's grab Bloody Perfect 2, more bleed. Wide Swing 2, more cleave damage. Defender 2 for more shield damage. I don't have a good thing there. Let's grab the Eye of Horus, the new weapon. I'm also going to grab a couple of items that I can use to deal damage, just to make sure I can make enough damage on this next stage. And that'll be probably pickaxe, maybe cleaver. Where's the cleaver? How much is the cleaver? 500? Nah, it's fine. Then I need to grab, okay, I grabbed the defender too. Yeah. So then I'm also going to grab some points in dodge and crit and lucky. And can I get one more dodge? I'll get one more dodge. Wait. Swap timelines is important. And then I could get dodge, or I could grab. Let's grab dodge. I got plenty of combat items. Cool. And with that, should already be on there. I can go talk to Tutu, and we can head to the final area. It's fine. I already forgave you. You're good. How can I not forgive you? You're a beautiful Catwoman. All right. Time for the final boss of the game, which is still a pretty long boss fight. It is multiple stages, and also my last possible chance to get boned. I would really rather not here. No, I got an axe. Axe is great. Heck yeah. That's fantastic. So, one coffee pot in here. It's easy to grab. It's just waiting for me. Let's get a full chainsaw, though, and then drink some coffee. Chug. Delicious coffee. Having a full thing means we're getting 18 from every coffee, which means every thermos is even more fantastic. It's just really good. I need to get a full lump of coal. I need to get a pickaxe. And then I'm going to leave it there for now, because the first sections of the boss fight do not deal much damage to me, but what I want might change on them. Sure, I'll open the lucky box. Knife is fine. That's like okay luck. And from here, we go right into the boss fight. There is one other area you can go to on this stage that has a couple more boxes to open, but at this point, you should have so much memorized that you can just beat the boss with only your focus and your memory. If you don't, I would suggest checking where your XP is spent. And going and fighting a guy and getting a chainsaw, that'll help. On a casual playthrough, I had a lot of trouble with this boss, but I had a very good time. I really enjoyed this game, and I recommend you play it if you can. All right, first thing I want to do is I don't want to fight it. I do a lot of running away in this game. Fortunately, Tutu's here. She's going to help us out. She's going to distract him so we can pull this lever and open this door. And that will let us into the first of the 3 big pillars we have to fight. I love it when they attack me. That's the best possible outcome. Because that means they aren't healing, and this goes faster. Ouch. That hurt. Chainsaw would kill. Sure, why not? I'm not super concerned. The reason I'm not concerned about this boss fight, for the record, is because every single one of these pillars gives you a thermos. And so every single time I fight one of these guys, I'm going to be given a ton of charges of my focus afterwards. Yes, I will give Tutu some of my health. And then I will stand around behind her so that she'll fight you again. Cool. Let's go to the next pillar. And before I go into it, quickly make another pickaxe. Pickaxe. And then go fight. I don't want you to heal. It's fine though, probably. I'll just add damage you. Hey, I got a crit.
That helps.
And a lucky. They have a tendency to remove most of the bleed on a crit, which is very annoying. I am going to camera once here just to make sure I can kill you before you finish. Another thing I want to do here that's an odd thing is I want to be careful that I don't leave my items on 1 charge or 3 charges. Because if I do that, I cannot refill them easily. All right, let's drink this thermos. Yep. Then let's make some more pickaxe, and also an amulet to heal me. So yeah, all of my items are giving me 2 charges whenever I imagine them, which makes them way better. I'll grab a crowbar, and you know what, I'll just grab a full crowbar here. Oh. Then, shield. Use the eye once to completely heal me. That heals you for like 10. It is a massive heal. And this time, it's not even worth it to help her because Tom's going to show up anyways in this next fight. Normally, having her around helps distract him so he doesn't come help with the fight. But in this scenario, he actually comes and helps no matter what, so there's nothing you can do.
He's got a lot of health.
I did not mean to attack him. Oh wait, no, I did attack the thing there. Cool. Do I want to... Yeah, why not? I'm attacking the right end, right? Yeah, okay. Chainsaw. Ooh, crit means I can kill. That's fantastic. Cool. Alright, enough of that. Almost at the end of the game. I have to go and actually kill him now. So let's build all the items I will need to do that. That's going to be 2 more charges on the eye, a full chainsaw, a full a few more lucky charges. Come on, lucky? No, lucky. A full chainsaw, as I said. Instant camera. soon. Soon. Instant camera. I didn't even get a hamburger. I was just, my mind was worrying. Okay, shield for some stuff. Do I have any more charges? No. Okay, so whatever I get here is the last item I get. Probably a shovel? Yeah, shovel's the best item. Cool. All right. And with that, let's go for it. Time to fight the final boss. Time will not be after the final boss. I still have a few conversations I have to have after that. But we are approaching it now. How fast this goes depends very much on what attacks they do. Okay. Start with the little guys. Having them all attack is actually pretty great, because I believe I can kill at least one of them before they do their attacks by using a camera, and love that. Alternatively, I can just pull out my shield and block a bunch of attacks, which I might do depending on how this goes. Yeah, that's not going to kill in time, so I'm going to pull out my shield and block here. Block. It'll only block 2 of the attacks, but that's fine. No damage. He's going to attack, and the last one will hit because unfortunately I do not have a block here, but it's... Oh, never mind, it won't.
Or you can dodge it, sure.
Just dodge it perfectly. I'm going to let this guy hit me. Go ahead. Ooh. It's fine. And then here I am going to camera to delay them all, which will give me enough time to kill this guy, and he's stuck buffing the other dude, which is very good news for me. He has a chance to just buff guys even when he is... Oh, I didn't even use my chainsaw. This is going great. Chainsaw kills me? Chainsaw kills me. Wow! This has been amazing luck. I got so unlucky in the practice rooms this week, and now I am getting just fantastic luck. Okay. I don't want to delay on the guard because the guard deals less damage, so I'm just going to keep hitting here. Actually, one thing I can do in that scenario is I can actually use the knife to force it to go faster. Yeah. Please switch to doing something else faster. Not a heal, I don't want to see that, but I think I can just delay and then potentially kill, we'll see. Nah, I can't kill without the chainsaw, but I can get him pretty low. He will resurrect the other 2 guys, but it's fine. He's close enough to death that it won't matter. You still have a camera charge. And yeah, that's more than enough damage to kill him. Oh, never mind. I accidentally clicked the knife. Well, that sucks. Still shouldn't be an issue, it's just going to be annoying. Okay. Yeah, so axe here, and then a crowbar will kill him, and then I'll just have to kill the 2 little guys. I still have a camera charge for them, so it won't be an issue. The shovel do it here? Yeah, shovel kills him. And I didn't even lose my shovel. Go ahead and get me. They should not be able to kill me here. Yeah, they're dealing like 5 damage apiece. Even if this guy dealt like 6 damage to me or something, it still wouldn't be enough. Crowbar will be enough to take him out before he can heal, so I'm just going to do that. How much damage is that, actually? That could be an issue. Examine. Yeah, 5 will kill me, so I do need camera here, actually. I still have my eyes, so I can heal past what they can do to me very, very easily. But yeah, I'm probably going to do that here. Yeah, just heal past what they can do to me, and then get back to trying to kill them. Alright, hit you with the crowbar. He hit me for 5. He'll hit me for 5 again in a minute, but try this. He might survive because they have they heal 1 when they attack you, so he might. Nope, he died. Once again, I have mostly gotten very lucky. heal through this, and then one shade I can kill pretty easily. Especially if I get so lucky with my dodges. Cool. 1, 2, and one more hit, and he's dead. And time will be coming up soon. After I go through a couple more menus. It's on a specific time when it turns into an hourglass, so I will mention when it will be. Okay. No, I do not want to. I want to continue playing. Let's go make a choice, and we will choose to do the good end, which is using the light we got from the other dead guardian to turn our brother into a guardian. Yay! And our brother gets to grow wings, which is unfair. I should get to grow wings. That would be more fair. The main character should have wings, and then her and the cat should kiss. This is my opinion. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding about how I feel, but I don't think that would like make the game better. I don't know. Anyways, we saved him. He's alive now. And now we just have to say goodbye, and that is the end of the game. But first we give him a hug. Cool, I don't care what you have to say. This is a speedrun. Stop talking. All right, and that's time. Wow. Oh. That was a really, really good time. That's not just a world record, that actually beat out the previous person who had the world record and then deleted their time from like YouTube because they were dealing with some stuff. So that is a really, really good world record. Heck yeah.
Yeah, congrats. Well done.
Wow. I'm really happy with myself. Anyways, that was Deep Sleep, Labyrinth of the Forsaken. I hope you enjoyed that game. It's really, really good. And I am very excited for what else the dev does, and very excited to go play Don't Escape 4, which I've needed to play forever and still haven't done. I recommend you play it yourself. I want to give a few shout-outs. Shout-outs to everyone who helped me figure out routing this, all the people who helped make the spreadsheets and figured out the way that the game works and such. Shout out to my partners, Kate and Gwyn and Zoe and Aaron. Especially Gwyn, who introduced me to this game, actually, because we like playing old Flash games a lot. Shout outs to the card game Netrunner. Go play Netrunner. It's very good. I help make it, and it's very good. Yeah, come follow me on Twitch. I play a lot of very odd games, and I'm probably going to start speedrunning more of them. Hopefully soon I'll be speedrunning Queen of Treasure Isle, which is another incredible pixel art game. Yeah. Anything you want to shout out or say?
The only shout out I got is, well, first to you for having me here and practically dragging me to RPG Limit Break.
Oh yeah, also shout out to Karma, and also you, but especially Karma, for driving me here and then letting me use her hotel room, without which I could not have come here. And Flannel Cat for getting me to start doing a bunch of speedrunning stuff and all of these things and getting me to come here. Anyways, continue.
You know, you covered everyone I was going to shout out, so I think that's it for me.
Feel better soon, Cat, if you're watching this. All right, and that's everything. So thank you so much.
All right, absolutely incredible run by Junipertheory with commentary from Trysdyn. That was so cool. Getting to see a world record live like that is absolutely splendid. Did you know that RPG Limit Break has their own merchandise store? From hoodies to coffee mugs to even fanny packs, you are sure to find your new favorite RPG Limit Break branded gear. And the best part is, all proceeds from our merchandise sales go directly towards funding RPGLB so that we can continue to bring you these awesome live events every year. To visit our online store, please visit www.store.rpglimitbreak.com. All right, folks, that is the end of my time today as far as hosting goes. Thank you so much for being here, watching RPG Limit Break. We're going to throw it to some Twitch ads and YouTube ads for just a couple of minutes. But taking over for me is going to be the absolutely fabulous James Picard 007, who will be hosting next. Thanks again so much.
All right, how we doing, RPG Limit Break? This is James Picard 007 coming to you live from Denver, Colorado. Just want to say thank you to Londeer Bun for that fantastic introduction. All right, we're going to be sitting here. We're still getting set up for Crescent Prison, but I hope you're all excited because this is a game that is near and dear to me. While we're getting busy, we do have a $25 donation from Spock Rocket. Has no comment, but thank you very much all the same. And all right, as we get set up, I just want to remind you, RPG Limit Break 2026 is coming to you live from Denver, Colorado, where we are raising money for NAMI, or the National Alliance on Mental Illness. NAMI was formed in 1979 as a grassroots advocacy organization by a group of parents whose children suffered with serious mental illness, and they have maintained that focus to this day. All right, I do just also want to take a moment to remind you we've got some great incentives coming up. We have some great prizes. We do have a extra incentive for Crescent Prism, bonus Sundown at Midnight run. That takes place afterwards, a short little interlude. Right now we are at $342 out of $500. Personally, I'd love to see that. I don't know about you, but some great content in there. Not too far away, so if you want to donate for that. We also have some prizes. You know, we have the big one right now, custom Nintendo Switch 2 with Pocopia. If you need that, you know, you just got to get in $225 over the course of the event. You know, no pressure. We also have Kingdom Hearts Aqua Amigurumi. Nice little doll, very cute. Need a minimum of $75 for that. Excuse me. And you got until the end of Trails in the Sky first chapter later today. All right, and as far as further incentives go, we also have Fight the Black Knight for Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, which I believe takes place after this run. We also have Named Strongest Forge Weapon, and then after that, in the far future, we have choose a soundtrack and voice acting language for E's Memoir, The Oath of Felghana. We can do the arranged soundtrack. We can do the original PC-88 or the original 6800. And then we can also do voice acting between English and Japanese. And then we also have a Watch a Volcano Sparta Kick cutscene for Felghana. Trust me, you want to see that. All right, so just get you excited a little more. We got a few more prizes for you to come up with that end at, excuse me, the finale of this game. We have a 3D printed Chibi Chocobo figure. You only need $5 to get that in. We have a blue new Amigurumi. That's a $15 donation. And then we also have a Crescent Prism wood burning, which is, you know, little wood burning, has a scene from the game. Pretty dang cute. You've only got $10 if you want to get on that. We have a Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy Starter Kit. Minimum $5 if you want to get in on that. Who knows, you might get lucky and, you know, pull a Vivi card. You know, I would love to pull a Vivi card. And then we also have Parasite Eve 2 wooden game replica. You know, wooden replica of the case. If you want to get in on that, it's only a $25 donation. We also have a Persona 4 Chi jacket, you know, jacket she wears during Persona 4. $15 to get in on that. Pretty good, I think. That's pretty good. Then we also have a Shin Megami Tensei Demi-Fiend set, minimum $10 donation. We also have, and this is our last one, Shin Megami Tensei 4 wooden game replica, which again is a replica of the cover on burned into wood, and that's available for minimum $25 donation. Lots of great prizes in there, you know, stuff I'd personally like to bring home, but you know, this is all for these guys. while we're still getting up here, I do want to remind you that this is RPG Limit Break 2026. We are here supporting NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They are the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization whose work is focused around three main pillars: education and support, awareness, advocacy. What does that mean? Awareness. NAMI drives the national conversation around mental health from coast to coast and across all demographics, having appeared in major media more than any other mental health organization since 2021, with over 24,000 earned media articles in top-tier outlets including NPR, CBS News, CNN, and the BBC.